lot of time.
Yeah, I think they at least have a little history with Tusk, so they're going to be able to pick that up.
What's up, everybody?
Is
Esports Hector.
They're
We
looking
are
like they're
going to
a longer built roster, if that makes sense.
start
Like,
watching the HCS. So we got XN and Space Station.
Like Talon and Exciting, this is not only their first.
I want to use this time for a little bit to just catch up with people, see what's going on, and then
That's right.
It's gonna
get some gaming in a little
so
bit.
We could see these players either.
So I hope you guys are all having an awesome Friday.
And thrive in this scenario, or you could see players crumble. I mean, it's just the reality of competition and what that breeds.
I can't even fathom that thought process. You know, like, oh yeah, I'm showing up for my first ever LAN. Oh yeah, by the way, opening the show, starting on the main stage. Yeah, that's a good way to start.
Also, it's going to be a little wild too. I remember always talking with one of my old teammates and competitors, Shockwave, and he always compared like the first few minutes of a game to almost like the first couple minutes of like a college basketball game. It's just a little wild, it's a little unorthodox. Players are just playing off adrenaline, scrambling. You see that gameplay play quite drastically different compared to the rest of the game or the rest of the match. And expect that exact same thing here.
Yeah.
These players haven't played on LAN in a long time. Some of these players, their very first chance to play on LAN, they're going to be just pumping off of adrenaline and not being as coordinated during his first few minutes, or you might see some larger swings than normal.
Well, and that's where, if you're Space Station in particular, you're looking at the two veterans that are on that stage there, right? It's not just one Elam brother, it's another one as well, because you got Ace as well as Elamite Warrior, who, you know, obviously Elamite, he brings a wealth of experience to this team. And then Ace, he had a beautiful run in the H3 online era.
I thought you were just going to say this morning. Like, he probably went for some beautiful run this morning.
He probably
some ice
did.
bath,
He tweeted about it, you know what I mean? And it was some existential thing that ended up happening with him. But no, seriously, I think like at this point, this is where you have to turn. It sounds corny, but you have to turn to the veterans in this instance to keep their heads straight, or else things can get out of hand really fast.
Absolutely. It's okay to get all pumped up and hyped if your team is ahead and things are going in your favor. But if you're all panicky and hyped when your team is down 2, 3, 4 members consistently, that's where you really have to take a deep breath, slow it down, and just say, all right, play our game, let this hype kind of die down.
Yeah, exactly, folks. So we'll see how this plays out. Dave, how do you feel? You think we could be going to 5? I have a feeling we could go to like at least 4.
I mean, it's so tough to tell here in pool play. I mean, all these teams are really kind of setting the tone for the rest of the tournament here.
True.
And pool play is one of those where you start to get a couple of those close matches, but more often than not, I'm seeing a lot of 3-0s and 3-1s in pool play because you start to see that differential in these gaps.
Okay.
So we're going to see if Space
Just
Station
going to
is like that real
send this out to some people.
The top teams, and for me, that would
if
be
anyone wants to
doing
join in
3-0 or 3-1
on some
against
fun.
But once again, XSET, I could just be completely overlooking. They have such a solid roster. They could, you know, not only just bring this to Game 5, they could also just take this series.
Yeah, very, very strong possibility for them, right? And I think that's what
There
makes it
any
all the more
reason
exciting
why
because we have
we start a match
talking to a lot of the
and it
pros,
takes
like, as they've been warming
what
up,
feels like
actually took
45
a tour
minutes?
out of
The match
entirety
just should
of
have
the
started by
station,
now, and
area and talked to a few people over
we
there
are
too.
like
By the way, I do wanna
20
give a
minutes
special
in,
shout out
and I wish we
to
would
the
have been
people
able to
that are
watch the
going
open
out there playing on
brackets.
keyboard and mouse. You're the best. I support you. I'm here for you. Anyway, that's my one rant about keyboard and mouse today. And then the next rant will be after I beat you in Big Team Battle. But so the LAN difference, right? Like that, we have to acknowledge it. You know, we've been playing online for the better.
It's always been a LAN difference in Halo.
Always has.
Every single Halo, some
But
more
I feel like
drastic
this
than
one
others.
maybe a little bit more because there are some shots that are online that you're like, I hit that? Okay, cool. I didn't know it was James McAvoy. You know, because you're curving bullets around corners. So I'm genuinely like, you know, interested to see how the snappiness, because it is a different feeling, right? You've experienced it first, brand new game. How is that feeling playing a brand new game after scrimming online and playing on LAN for the first time? Do you feel like a god?
Absolutely. I mean, interestingly enough, I have not landed Halo Infinite yet, so I cannot wait till I can do that. But what it generally breaks down to is responsiveness. How snappy and responsive does your controller and sense feel on LAN? A lot of times players will have to adjust that slightly because of, you know, just how it feels online versus LAN.
Yeah, I always have to bring my sense down like a
it's damage given and damage taken. In most cases, you're doing a lot more damage than you did before. And then on the flip side, you're taking a lot more damage than you did before. So that is where a lot of people that would be considered online warriors back in the day would get hurt the most is because they're like, all right, well, I'm doing a lot of damage. I'm doing even more damage than before. But yeah, now these shots are hitting you back, and you can't just go flying out like that because you're just going to get melted.
Oh, no, what do you mean? My FiOS doesn't work here? You know? So,
oh, here we go. Here are the matches.
There's a lot of conversation coming out of this event, and for good reason. But folks,
finally, it's happening. What up, Nick? The game is finally going.
On land, right here in Raleigh, North Carolina, alongside this incredible packed house. Guys, give yourself a round of applause. Because,
about damn
folks,
time.
It's about to go down. Space Station versus XSET. Let's jump right into it here. And, oh boy, we're starting things off with the Filth Master himself. And already out of the gate, you're starting to see this battle take place over at B.
Yeah, and you notice how they are just prepared for that fight at B/that flank, and they don't want to overcommit either direction. When you're starting over at A, it's a difficult position to be in. Do you want to commit towards one direction or the other and fight someone near pillar side? Do you want to try to make a mad dash towards sniper? Or do you kind of sit back towards sandbags and see how the situation plays out? And that's what LTG and the squad kind of opted to do.
Oh, okay. Well, that was going to be a darn good play there from Tusk if it would have pulled off, but Kratos not letting that one happen. Sniper rifle has been obtained here by Deciding, and
okay, put a pole up.
He's got plenty of bullets left in the chamber, and so far so good for Space Station.
Should pop up.
They're going to have to handle business over here by C.
No, it's not though.
Heat Wave 2, which is a phenomenal gun to have. An attempted no scope there with the snipe, not going to hit the shot, but they clear it out. And Space Station is looking pretty solid here.
There we go.
C. They're going to hold this C and B hole for a little while longer.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult here in this
Love
game.
the strongholds.
Trip caps that we've been seeing in the past, like the 5 as an example.
Who's managing this stream?
How fast people are spawning with the size of these maps, and you just can't really spread yourselves as thin on this. So we're going to really have to see how these teams, if they are able to pull it off, how they do it. But most times you're seeing these teams are very content with just getting their 2 caps and kind of sitting back and playing off from there.
Saw Ace try and attempt to pull off a miracle there, but not going to happen. Thankfully, he's got some teammates there to back him up. Actually, I'm sorry, that was going to be Deciding, but we're kind of cycling through some of the cameras here. But we're back on with Deciding, as a matter of fact. I believe that's who we're following here. And they will be looking to capture A, and you can see that push starting to happen over by C as well. Big battle here for Deciding to try and win. Nade's flying all over the place. He's got Kratos one shot. He has to clean him up, and he needs to do it fast, or else he's going to heal up, and he'll come right back for the fight here. And you can see him. He's still alive. And
here we go.
That one frag could cause him this overshield if you're not careful, but they have gone a few players down. He's going to go for it here. Can Deciding grab it? Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
To get the confirm, and all of that entire sequence has
that means absolutely nothing now.
And potentially the momentum in this game.
Yeah, that was a great play by Kratos, just running away.
Holy hell.
That definitely had an impact on what team got control of that overshield. Anytime you can just buy more time for your teammates where you can be that nuisance running away, people can't fully relax until they get those kills confirmed. There's always that chance that that person doubles back and shoots you in the back. And in essence, we saw Deciding literally waste 5 to 7 seconds doing nothing.
I like how they have the casters going and also the players yelling. So there's just so many voices going on. You can't keep track.
I'm willing to trade this time with you. I'm regaining my shield.
Here's the thing, though. While all that happened, and despite the advantage in the overshield, they still were not able to completely ride that momentum. Sure, they got a few points on the board, but this is still going to be very much Space Station's game here. We'll see what Kratos can do with the sniper, but they're going to need to pull off some miracles. A nice shot to the body, looking for another one as well as they flip out C. And they've been living on A this whole time, and Space Station has not even attempted to try and push A. This is the first time I think we've seen Space Station go for it, but Kratos, he's going to try and
go to bed.
And I like this spot. Top middle can seem like it's a vulnerable position. The best correlate I can give to that top middle spot here on Livefire, it reminds me of almost like the bridge on Chill Out, where it seems a bit more vulnerable than you expect, but you have different escape routes. You can peek shot over from that tunnel where you can drop towards bomb center. You can sprint over towards plasmas or back over towards sandbags, depending on where pressure is coming from. It's one of those spots where you can peek in and out, get a couple pot shots at somebody, and if it lands, you can go finish it off. If it doesn't, you have different escape routes at your disposal.
That is going to be another overshield that Space Station have, you know, like, this is, I think, the biggest problem as well, right? It's like, you know, the fight for these overshields, they've been working out very nicely for Space Station. Whether it's going to be, you know, Xset going for it and them trying to bait them into really bad plays, Space Station's been in control.
Here we go.
One thing that's super interesting right there, just seeing all these small nuanced movements we have from these players, deciding as soon as he got inside that A hill, just stands on the base of that pillar and is able to do peek shots if need be or dodge back and forth. And you notice what he was doing was back and, you know, just slicing a little bit more area each time, saying, all right, is someone coming from garage? No. I'm going to peek a little bit more and see, all right, this next meter, is someone coming from garage? And just not fully exposing themselves to see if someone's come from garage until they just check it little by little. That until they just check it
I had to change that. It just seemed like it was so
dancing back and forth to that pillar. So
pixelated a little bit.
Such smart and cracked movement.
Incredible awareness as well from such a young player.
Okay.
It goes to show the amount of work that's being put into this. But speaking of work, that Mangler is being put to work as well. I'm sure that thing hits like a cannon on land as well. Spectre goes down there now looking for another cleanup with it. But Kratos is going to handle business.
Nice.
One town, although looking to back things up. But here comes Porky.
Tylenol creating headaches. Here we go.
From bottom mid there by deciding. And so far, I mean, this has just been all Space Station gaming the entire time. They have not looked back, Dave.
No, and I would say the real key to their success here on this map so far has been just control of B. You've noticed most times at Space Station, whether they've been, you know, only having one hill or anytime they have two, it's always been a setup that's consisted of controlling B. And from what I understand from seeing some of these top pros play, it's because it's such an exposed hill, you can cover from so many angles. It's going to take a long route for somebody to push out from the open field.
Nice kill.
A, or if they're going to fly out to pillars at bottom yard from C.
Oh, wow.
There's just really no
They're getting real aggressive just to finish it.
on the way towards anything else. So if you can hold that,
Get those 2
you can
points.
still contest A or C from other spots, but still have a presence over at B. So it seems like they want to make sure that they get B, then they get in spots that they can defend the B stronghold. And look at this trip cap right now going on. This is just a
Game's over.
Right now,
Game's over.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Ace is out there slapping booty. He's slapping booty. He don't give no care in the world. What a statement start for Space Station.
That was awesome.
Against Xset.
Awesome first game.
Great start for the lineup. Ace showing why, like, I mean, the man's playing the best Halo he's played, like, ever. Like, from his whole run in H3, like the online era of H3, MCC Pro Series, all that stuff, everyone's like, Ace, Ace, Ace. He's so good. He's even better now. He's even better. I don't know what it is. It's those Zen tactics he does, man, or those tweets, you know, the Zen tweets. I don't know what it is, Dave, but
we
it's
don't
working.
joke about it, but like he definitely has such a strong mental and health game that's going on for
Okay.
Halo is
Slayer,
a game
quick
that you see
match,
people
or it should be a
play
quick
for
match.
Many years on end. You know, these top pros, they maybe have some success early on, but they really are hitting their stride in, like, let's say years 3 to 5, and it's really up to themselves for how long of a career do they have. And I see Ace, you know, from what I see on social media, and we know social media equals real life.
Obviously,
absolutely.
it goes without saying, especially these last 2 years.
Exactly. And so, you know, from what I can see from those snippets from social media, it seems like Ace really does take his mental and physical health very seriously.
And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do.
That's important.
At a level like this, no matter the game, whatever it
I think that's the one thing everybody needs to realize.
Take that time for yourself, right?
That mental health, physical health, that's going to make you a better gamer overall.
But really,
So
if you reflect on the game and what we just saw, he was snapping, dude. Everything was working out for him.
it's what helps pro players in traditional sports improve, regardless of the sport. Could be golf.
We're in a position where the power items were never in their grasp.
So with that being said, you know, more players in the space should, in esports, should be focusing on their mental and physical well-being.
When we saw Xset start to make that run back, but these
and makes them more productive gamers.
They really didn't have too much of a challenge there. They really pulled away, held that B stronghold the entire time, and just pulled it away. So we're going to have to see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, very strong start here. But folks, we're going to be going to Aquarius coming up next, right? Aquarius Slayer, I believe, is map 2. So, you know, that is the, you know, this is the spiritual successor in Halo Infinite right now, at the very least, to Midship, to the more arena-style maps that we have come to know and love. And this one in particular, a little bit of a different type of map, Dave, because you have a lot of wide-open sight lines here, and it was described to me very well. It said Midship with walls. It was the other one as well that was told to me.
Yeah, that's a decent example for it. I mean, it does. Most teams are now using the call-outs by calling like pink side, car side, and stuff, and that's a very responsible thing to do when you're coming up with new call-outs for maps and such.
Yeah.
I feel like this play is so drastically different. You know, it's a symmetrical.
I need to learn the call-outs for all these maps. I typically just call them based on where we are.
Yes, it's symmetrical. Yes, you have some of the call-outs. Yes, you have side flanks and stuff, but it's really does not play anything like that.
Yeah, well, watch out, folks, for that active camo. If you're new to Halo, basically, it just allows you to go invisible. Your footsteps, are muted as well. You also have a few other pickups here, and actually, you're seeing it in play currently because Tusk does have possession
the heat wave.
And he also has possession of the heat wave, one of the new additions to Halo Infinite.
I don't know if anyone's used the heat wave. It's pretty fire. Not because
like
it's a pun.
And I was like, I don't understand this. Maybe I'm a Papega and I just don't get these things. But then
Wish I knew what a Papega was.
The alt fire is where you want to be for this gun. You definitely want to hit that vertical shot, and it's
an opportunity.
I think I hit myself more with heat wave than I should be. I need to watch a few more things. Like it's I don't know. I know we're coming up to Christmas time, but I feel like Ralphie's shooting his eye out.
Ooh, nice.
Like that as I'm shooting this thing, and it just bounces back and hits me, and I'm just like, all right, maybe I should be shooting the thing at an angle where it doesn't come directly back at me. I mean, I took a couple physics classes. I should apply that.
Yeah, no, I failed physics. True story.
I don't know if I believe that. I bet you failed to get into physics. Let's
Ooh, fire. Shots fired.
I failed chemistry and failed to get into physics. So the heat wave in my hand is a disaster, though. But what, on a player, though, when the heat wave's in their hand, is certainly going to be tough. You're going to see it put to good use right here. Gets a good shot as well as some assistance, too.
Ooh, nice.
A little dangerous for a moment, but
good trade damage by Kratos. But one thing you'll notice, like, for all these people watching at home, they're saying, all right, well, normally I'd chase down and hunt that person right away to Tusk, and Tusk knows he has help. He knows he has teammates.
Not with that.
He's not just going to randomly charge out and try to finish his kills on his own. He wants to still stay in strong position, let people run out, make mistakes, and get finished. So
there we go. Now we don't have the players talking, which is so much better.
Who's going to get the finish on a kill and when? And where are the
that's just rough. You're hearing the casters talking.
This game for a hot minute now, and that was Tusk's. I believe, that was his first death. He basically was living low the whole time, not worrying about anything. If he got challenged, it was not a big deal. He pulled so much attention in his direction, and that allows them to still be able to hold on to this lead. But now let's see what XSET can do as we finally get some control with power items. You got camo for Filthy. You also have the heat wave on him as well, and they're going to try and bring this one back. And if anything, Dave, as we know with Game 2 Slayers, that is usually the game mode where you could see a team that maybe struggles in that objective try and find their way back into it.
Yeah. Slayer's one of those things you can't really, make impossible comebacks. In an objective game, you could be down 4 flags, or you could be down 200 seconds in a stronghold, and you get that right set.
Nice finish. Nice finish.
It's inevitable that top teams and players are going to be able to get those trades. Teams are going to play different. They can hide around a bit more.
Trades is putting it nicely.
Don't have any room for error when teams start to pull away. But from what we're seeing here, it just seems like maybe Slayer is where XSET can bring this back. Maybe strongholds, or maybe just like that panicky start got to them.
Exactly, and that probably was, I'm sure in the comments they were talking to each other saying, hey guys, we just got to calm it down, play our game. We know what we're capable of doing here. Now this is where things get a little dicey when you're going to push into these bubble rooms and you're going into those chokes, right? Those corner room chokes are very, very tough to play in there, and Suspector's just going to live in here for a little while. As of right now, this is looking phenomenal for XSET. They're picking up a bunch of vital kills, and yeah, sure, Town Hall gets Suspector
nice.
There, but even then, right, like the fact that XSET, they're still clawing their way up and slowly but surely ripping this lead away from Space Station each kill that they get.
Yeah, and sometimes you will see early on in Slayers, teams can be fairly evenly matched, and then like somewhere around like 30 mark, one team pulls away, but this has been dead even, obviously in favor of XSET. So, I would be surprised not to see XSET walk away with this with how they're playing thus far, because even earlier on when we saw the teams even or so, that was when Space Station had power weapons, power-ups. We saw Tusk with camo, with heat wave. We just saw them in a really good spot. So we're going to have to see if they can pull away a little further with this upcoming camo.
Now, last time when XSET managed to get camouflage, they started to come back into the game and they were able to obtain that lead. But that whole fight for Camo basically was a 3-kill swing in favor of Space Station. And on top of that, they get the Camo.
Nice. That was great.
Not just that. Also, I want to point out something to all my matchmaking teammates. You see what Tusk is doing? He's pinging people. He's calling out.
Very nice.
Okay,
very nice.
Your online teammates.
I am going after all those people in ranked right now that don't.
The tools are there if people use it.
Yeah, if you're not going to call out, at least ping. And you see Tusk setting a perfect example and doing both.
This is where things start to get a little bit scary here for XSET. They were close, and I was saying before, like they were clawing away at that early lead that Space Station had.
Ooh.
But credit to Space Station, because of that fight
SSG
for Camo, they got a huge
killing it right now.
All in their favor, and now they're sitting 5-kill lead, 27, excuse me. Let's see though what Ace could do in the heat wave. Beautifully done by Ace. I mean, this
oh my
man
God,
is
that was
simply on
amazing.
fire. He was top fragging in the last game. He's top fragging in this game. Somebody stop him. He's on point.
Yeah, that was so sick. And just doing such a great job with that thruster.
The thruster. That's a pretty cool skill to use. I didn't realize how useful that could be.
That player is conditioned to think, all right, now what am I going to do? Am I going to bank a grenade? Am I going to chase this down? And the fact that Ace thrusts back, it's going to throw somebody's aim off. Even the top players are going to be caught off guard with plays like that. So watch how these top players make the most use of these pieces of equipment, whether that's, like I said, thrusting back onto a top ledge where you thought you was going to fall, or at least being smart and saving your thrust to the very last second when someone's shields are popped.
You know, that thrust has been so instrumental for Space Station throughout this entire game. And as a result of that as well, you know, they've managed to, you know, gain control of an item that normally wouldn't really seem like, there you
go. To bed. Go to bed.
And it connected, which is the
go to bed. Oh, he missed it.
But my goodness, the man is on fire right
Let's
now.
go.
We're at that 30-ish mark where teams are pulling away. We do see a 5-kill lead. That's nothing insurmountable, but on a map like this where you don't have as swinging of power weapons, you know, like a rocket or a sniper where it gets more of those guaranteed kills or get a larger lead, this is going to be tough to close this gap.
We'll see, though, what XSET is made of here. Can they do it? They don't have a lot of kills to give up here. Here comes the challenge up on the steps.
Ooh.
Big kill. That's actually going to be 2 huge kills for them. Maybe that could be enough to start to get some momentum in their favor, right? They're going to be down by 4 still. They can't give up any dumb deaths. You've heard that phrase, I'm sure, a bunch of times when you're playing with your friends. You don't want to give anything up to them. Another kill for Suspector. They're clawing their way back into this game. It's very doable as Porky J, he's going to embark on one of the blue players here, trying to chase him down. It's going to be Ace, and a huge win there. We're tied up, 41-41.
Wow.
What a massive swing. Such a good play by XSET. Like we said, getting a couple unanswered kills and just using their numbers advantage to push across the map, realizing that they can push 4v2 across
that was
the
a
map,
clean. That was a cleanup.
And try to keep these spawns staggered.
Brilliant help there that Ace provided,
Ooh.
but it's going to be traded out right away as Talmo dies, though. And Porky needed assistance inside, but
tied up, 43.
43.
Here we go.
It doesn't get much closer than this, folks. And each time one gets a kill, someone else is there as well. This Camo is going to be so instrumental in this game.
Kratos just trying to stay alive desperately on this base, realizing that there's going to be eyes on him. When you're at the base up in front of one of those pillars, you have to realize people have
that was huge.
The map.
Actually, I don't even think the Camo's going to matter here. I think they may just try and go for the frags, unless that's good. That was the part that I was a little concerned about. If they get the Camo right now, there's a few kills here to give up. I don't know if it's going to play that big of a deal because they know exactly where he is. They picked up another kill. Tusk goes down as well. And this is where you start to see what XSET is made of in these situations here. And also, what can the Young Gun Talnall do in this situation? And oh no. Oh. Probably a technical difficulty up on the stage, deciding to stop moving. I'll take things you hate to see for 100, Alex.
Yeah, we will check with the team to see kind of what ends up happening here. But obviously a
unfortunate situation.
Right there, yep.
I don't think, they're probably going to get the call. They're probably going to get the call from the stage items.
However,
oh my goodness.
When in doubt, just continue playing.
Oh my goodness.
Players out there, if you find out, like,
keep going.
I don't care how confident you are in some rule set or whatnot, you're like, when in doubt, play in those positions.
What
and
in the holy hell?
Didn't go in the.
And honestly, I say this much, man. I feel for XSET in that situation because they were really starting to get the engines turning there. Space Station were looking good the whole time, but XSET, they were starting to find themselves into this game, maybe even making it 1-1. So you have to wonder how this is going to shake out.
So difficult to predict in that scenario, like we said. Like they had 4 to 6 unanswered kills. You had Camo on Space Station side. It's like, which position? You know, do you take the momentum? Do you take the power up?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's a heartbreaker, folks. But we'll get the official wording in a moment here and find out what the situation is. You know. Things happen, right? Brand new game, right? Things are bound to occur. That's going to be...
We got a curse here in the form of Golden Boy.
That's right.
Anytime he's around, things just...
I mean, words hurt, Dave. You know, save it for the stage later on. Save it for the stage.
I will.
All right, save it for when you see me walking out with my championship belt, okay? That I earned. Guys, in case you're just joining us here, Space Station Gaming is up 1-0 in this series. We were just playing on Aquarius.
I can't believe it just went right to a reset.
Apparently, we're going to do a total restart.
Let's go. I want to see it again.
What?
I mean, it was a tie game.
I'm hearing some oohs and ahs and
What up, Alvin? Thanks for hopping into the stream. Hope you're having an awesome Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been watching any of this right here, but holy hell. They were about to finish this match. And it went right. They're restarting it all the way back to the beginning. So 0-0. And it was like 47-46.
But yeah, folks, you know, things are bound to happen. It is what it is, and we'll be sure to get into the action in a moment here. There you see Kratos.
So SSG won the first. They won Strongholds. They were just playing. They were just playing Aquarius Slayer, and one of the SSG guys got disconnected somehow. So. Unfortunately, they have to. They're going to restart the whole game altogether.
That's what a professional does, folks. Take notes. So, Dave, it's clear though that XSET were starting to find a rhythm at the end of that game. Now that you know what Space Station.
What up, Schwaz?
Is there anything that you would have liked to see XSET kind of improve upon as we go into this fresh restart of Aquarius Slayer?
Wait,
I think
one
thing that we saw very well executed at the end of that match was XSET were able to pick up a couple kills in the middle of the map. You know, teams are going to have their players spread out in different fashions. You're generally going to have at least one person back at the side base, whether it's the block spawns, to have shots across the map, whatnot. But when they're able to pick up those couple spots, they didn't
so we're going to get a reset. I really wish these matches didn't take so long in between. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I'm like, for a second I was like, wait, the name's so familiar and I couldn't remember why. It's Friday. Clearly my brain is not working. So, I hope you're doing well.
I just want to see if they can redo that again, whether it's collapsing, like I said, on both sides, or whether they run 2 people right in. But it is, I acknowledge it's such a tricky scenario. Like, one grenade turns it around.
Yeah, especially with the Dynamo nades being a new addition to the game. You know, we joke,
maybe
my boy Shurzy, EU caster for HCS, sitting at home right now. So love you, buddy. And he coined the term,
for the future HCS events, we do like a Discord voice chat.
Makes sense.
Yeah, congrats on making it through the semester. Hopefully now you can just rest for a month, or if you're working, whatnot.
More equipment, more weaponry, right? Like, especially with the dash.
Just use the time to just reset.
Yeah, that's one thing that these top players also really understand as well. Is I remember earlier in that game we saw Ace grab a pistol, but drop his Needler to pick it up. Like, how much time do you have on your hands, man, to grab 2 of these extra weapons? And like,
hope you guys have fun things planned for the weekend.
Increase is the pistol gonna be over the Needler?
Oh, perfect.
Which specific scenario you're looking at? Like,
good. Take the time off. Yeah, I'm gonna take a week off of work at the between Christmas and New Year's. So, AKA that means I'm gonna get tons of Halo in.
So it makes sense why
nice, Alvin. Yeah, I was gonna take the time off, and then my wife found out she was taking the week off, so I was like, you know what, I really need to take the week off as well. I just wanna reset. I've had a busy year, And I'm gonna be teaching in the spring. Halo's so good. I'm so excited to play more of it later.
He's like, Ace took his time. He was taking his time. He had all the time to do this. And it's like, there are a lot of like player traits that translate.
I think this is the smoothest Halo. I know a lot of people say like Halo 3, it's up there with Halo 3.
Once or twice, the man takes his time.
Yeah, I'm teaching. So I'm teaching back in my alma mater, LaSalle University in Newton. And so last semester I taught for the first time. I taught the lab section of a strength conditioning class. And the director of the program, who wasn't there, reached out to me maybe like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and asked if I wanted to teach an intro to personal training. So I'll be teaching that as well for the spring. So I'll be busy. I'll be busy.
On X at 250 to 41. Then we went to Aquarius and we were down to 46-47 in the scoreboard, give or take around that range.
Yeah, I want to.
Still trying to get wording on what's happening on the stage.
The teaching portions, that's a ton of fun. At least I find it to be a ton of fun.
We know you guys at home will know as well. So while we have this time here,
I think the best way to learn is to teach others. So by doing that, it reinforces the concepts.
I believe we're going to do a full restart of the game.
I feel like
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, no,
I can generally tell body language and I see some fist bumps, meaning that game is.
It's a nice thing. It's definitely going to be interesting because I'll be teaching that lab, which is more applied coaching, so more hands-on approach. It's at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. So the 8 a.m., at least this past spring, was like a funeral every time. So I had to throw up some quick, like, gym fail videos or something funny just to get them all laughing and get them to kind of put their, take their defense down. And then the 10 a.m. was like, they wouldn't stop. It's funny you say that. 8 a.m.'s brutal, but a lot of them want to go into athletic training or strength conditioning. And when you get into that, regardless of working college or high school, you're waking up early. So I try to get them to understand that 8 a.m. class is actually really nice because once they are full-fledged adults being productive members of society, they'll be up much earlier.
A lot easier to see camo when you're playing 120, 250 FPS, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, but as I say, Shawaz, what should I do to get the... Yeah, I remember working at... being at the weight room at like 4:30 in the morning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we would get there for 4:30 or so, just to prep the weight room for the morning sessions, and we'd have a back-to-back.
That's unfortunate, but it's okay. It's all right. We're just chilling out. What are you gonna do, right? Yeah. Who better to fill than two people who love each other so much?
So,
right, Dave?
Shawaz, I need your advice. What do I need to do to get the 8 a.m. group crack-a-lackin'?
Surreal to see so many people in one place for anything, but also just to be here for a Halo event. Is just a weird vibe, a weird atmosphere, but it's a positive atmosphere to boot, and I think that has been the best part about all this, Dave. I know you never had to take a trip in the open bracket.
It's been a minute. It's been.
I competed in the open bracket in Raleigh years ago.
I actually am genuinely curious, like when my last open bracket event.
Oh, you know what the funniest story is?
We don't have to brag.
So I graduated from college 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago.
272 teams total.
I typically tell, so the 8 a.m. group, we didn't have a Starbucks on campus, but now there is one. So I always bring my coffee with me, and I typically tell them right at 8:30, as soon as it's open, place your order, go upstairs, get your coffee, get your snack, whatever, your breakfast, and come back down. So I'm pretty lenient with all that stuff.
Great time so far here in Raleigh. Of course, we have a lot in store for you all. Let's not forget about the most important match of them all. Some say it's the final.
Oh yeah, good quality. I mean,
it's the big team battle bonanza. Big team battle bonanza.
Parents
You know?
eating breakfast. What they have?
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember just waking up and walking right to class. So
I can see you're taking that very seriously then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well,
I
take it seriously. Okay, because when I'm out there,
have you actually been practicing?
Oh, when I'm out there being a celebrity, living my life, you know, doing TV stuff on G4,
Yep.
shameless plug, you know, like
yeah,
I'm
good
out
quality
there playing
seems
Halo with the people
clutch.
all the time, playing Big Team
Honestly,
Battle. Some say I'm a big team
with
battle
the
savant. It's in my Twitter bio.
the home renovations,
Yeah.
I've been essentially doing them in between sessions.
Yeah, I don't practice big team battle. I don't need to practice big team battle.
We literally showed up and then I was like, oh yeah, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
he's like, and I'm still gonna be
I think with teaching, my personal philosophy, besides teaching and getting people to understand the content, it's more or less making it feel like they can ask whatever they want to ask without feeling like, you know, the professor's gonna belittle them. I think that's one thing that a lot of professors, you know, I've experienced when I was a student, is just that they want to, you know, you raise your hand and you say the right answer, but maybe using not the technical terminology, and they'll just kind of, you know, to be honest with you, they'll just shit on you for it. So my goal is to make them feel like they can say what they want, and even if they're not 100% right, you know, we could build off of it. So I like to have, when I ask a question, I like to make it collaborative, because I know at the end of the day, wherever they go, again, strength and conditioning, athletic training, it's a collaborative approach to working with athletes, injured athletes, you know, getting to the end result, which is whether it's winning, you know, winning more games than the year before, winning the conference, winning a national championship, or state championships.
Series 1 here, of course, in Raleigh. I've got to ask you, Gaskin, you know, Ace really, you know, producing turning points for his team at this point. I mean, the stuff he's managing.
Yeah, so during the Christmas New Year's break, I'm going to just read up on some of the content, some of the book, because it's a different, they're using the ACSM, so the American College of Sports Medicine, for their personal training class, whereas I'm certified through NSCA, the National Strength and Conditioning Association. So LaSalle University is D3. I think they're part of the ECAC or the ECAC.
The heat wave can do. If you've got a player who is consistently pushing for them and just picking them up.
They don't have a football program though.
Yeah, absolutely. I also
but they have pretty much everything else. They started baseball when I was there. They have soccer, which their soccer team is pretty strong. Their basketball team has made the D3 maybe just a little bit of tournament for basketball. I think men's and women's. I'm not 100%.
Bring that back, and I think that shows a lot of signs of goodness on the side of X that I think they're ready to play here, and I think it's going to be pretty good.
I think it reminds me.
Yeah, the school is about 10 minutes away from Boston College, so we're just outside of Boston. We're actually on the Boston Marathon track, so Marathon Monday was quite the experience for many reasons.
But certainly they can tie this up 1-1. We might be getting that game 5 that Walshy and Golden Boy are talking about, and both these teams, they definitely want it. You saw that in the first game, even though Space Station had the majority of control.
My first gripe.
Let their heads drop. They were always consistently.
Why has there been about a good 10-15 minutes?
I did, yeah. I'm just double checking. Do we have your mic, Wes?
Yeah, it's one of the nice areas outside of Boston. It's one of the safest cities or towns in the country. So I'll just give you some perspective as to how nice Newton is.
Even though it was a blowout, was when Ace saw 3 players pushing from the overshield to the tower position, and he was able to play his life perfectly, use that drop wall efficiently, do a ton of damage, but not only that, but just stay alive and be a nuisance, and bought time for his team to come back. When his team was able to rotate, I mean, it just was the Space Station Gaming show from there on out. And if you're X-Set and you have that overshield, you have those numbers, you need to be able to make a play.
This is gonna. Honestly, they've only played one match They've only
Because
played
they
one
weren't able
round
to do that, they weren't able to do it with normal shields
in 40
the next time
minutes,
around,
or
and the score
in almost a
started to
full
get out of
hour.
hand
Yeah, I think also that
It was
ace
supposed
play
to
was pretty
start at
special too,
noon,
because people might have
and it
noticed
took an
that
extra
Ace
15
actually
minutes.
left the last kill back tower and starts to cap C immediately. And I think trust in your teammates like that is kind of the difference maker when you're looking at teams like this. It's the ability to leave a player who's weak, go cap C faster.
Alvin, have you been playing ranked as of late, or just playing like the Fiesta, SWAT, all that?
Min-max that shows that the Space Station gaming team's communication.
I get you had to reset the game, but just reset the game. I mean, I feel like I've done that like at home, playing with friends back in the day. I feel like they're just making this like over the top.
I think a little thing that I noticed is the little things that Space Station are doing as well. Standing right on the edge of the C stronghold to ensure you're not going to get hit by grenades from top middle or coming from the dummy area. Holding the right positions when you're taking the B stronghold as well. Just all these little tiny things that maybe other teams might not be doing as successfully.
Schwartz, have you been playing
maybe
Halo?
SSG set them aside from XSET here. Just knowing that extra little bit of detail.
Oh, okay, Gold 5, nice, nice. I've honestly only been playing ranked.
Halo Infinite, right?
Yes.
Because staying alive in Infinite is even more
I
important.
haven't touched campaign yet because I know I need to, at least to start, I need to sit
It really is, and I think you can do it very well
for
as well if
quite
you
some
do
time.
that. And I think you're so right with the little
I
details
need
that
to
come
like
across
sit and
on
give
Space Station.
the start of the
knowledge is
campaign the time it
definitely coming
needs,
across on the
which
main stage.
honestly I want to
But
put like
I've
2 to
gotta
3
say,
hours
very
aside.
impressed because of the response time they've had as a team. They've had to come together, obviously adding Tusk to their roster here as well. Looking really damn good right now. Like you said, communication is definitely on point for this team. How do we feel about Tusk being on this roster right now? And how do you feel like they're playing as a unit?
Well, the good news is a multiplayer is free, so you can just download it without having to download the full game.
Legendary player, individual skill speaks for itself. I mean, we know who Formal is.
Yeah, and especially, I mean,
individual skill performances, right? He's got to fit in and he's got to fill the. He's got to.
Yeah,
with this team. He's gotta play more efficient Halo. Maybe be.
I feel like once I get the first 2 to 3 hours in, then I can do like the hour and a half session of just campaign.
Is doing a phenomenal job of that.
Yeah,
But I know this is going to take so long for me to get into, especially with how much content, from what it sounds like, just through Twitter.
If you're very new to Halo Infinite, and if you're new to Halo in general, competitive-wise, then we have a bunch to talk about here because we have so many utilities, so much equipment to use. We saw the heat wave popping off. I know obviously the series has been a little bit of a roller coaster ride so far, but we had a few oohs and ahs in the crowd with the heat wave. Gaskin, talk to me about
how many hours are you into the campaign so far? Because I've heard what, like 33%.
It gets me excited to see the crowd getting kind of hyped.
Like it's like almost 20 hours.
It wouldn't have even been that good if I'm honest, but everyone's like,
just
come
ready.
on, give it to us. Like imagine the plays we're gonna
The
get
multiplayer
this weekend and
is
how
the smoothest.
hyped this crowd is
I
gonna be.
really
But when it
like the
comes to power
multiplayer.
weapons, when it comes to utility, I really
Yeah,
think the coaches do have a big position to play here. When
I cleaned a little bit of the tile
you obviously see that
yesterday, and then I think I played for like 2-3 hours in multiplayer, which I guess I could have played campaign.
See everything you need to see on the screen at times, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can see people
Are you playing it on heroic
all
or?
these weapons and kind of things that aren't considered power weapons, but actually probably are power weapons in the grand scheme of things. Dynamo nades can wipe out 2-3 players on their own. They are extremely powerful.
Which is
a Mangler can
honestly
win a battle against several players as well. In a
Yeah,
game
honestly,
lose
it's
so
it's
much
free.
from shields
You can
in a
download it
1v1 battle.
if
Like,
you.
most of the time
I mean, if
no
you're playing on
shields,
if you
go
play
up
on
against someone good
PC,
after winning it. You need something else, you need a tool
you can
to help
download it
you
right
beat
through the
another player, and
Xbox
that's when these weapons come into
store.
play.
Especially when you think about
or
the fact that
Steam.
you have equipment on dynamic spawns, because
So
all of a
it's-
sudden you can start to just dynamic spawn control something like the
So
grapple
funny
on
enough, I
Bizarre
did
the whole
Legendary
game. And I
alone
think we haven't even seen that
for
yet
Halo
before the first
5,
land,
and it
but
took me
a
20
really good
hours.
and talented
So
coach
I'm
is
definitely
able
gonna play
to dynamic
heroic,
spawn the equipment. And think
just
about
because
that.
of the
If you
sheer
think
fact
about
that I
it,
heard
has equipment every
heroic
single time, it's gonna be
feels
fine.
like it's pretty smooth in terms of it's the perfect difficulty for solo play.
We are gonna head to a quick break right now, but when we come back,
A quick break? You guys have been on a break this whole time.
Stage. We have Space Station versus XSET. It's our first series here at Raleigh in North Carolina. I hope you guys are having fun. We're having an awful lot of fun here, and we'll see you after the break.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, Space Station mollywopped them in strongholds. You know what? Stupidly, I want to almost play pro players just to see the difference in play, like with having a squad. They must be having network issues. Maybe you need to write some code for them or something, because clearly they can't get it together. Ooh. I can't get those kills with that gun. I've been so bad with the shock rifle. Who's he playing? Perkins School of the Blind? Thank you. I'd be really intrigued to just watch a practice. What the hell? What? Oh my god. Finish him. They should. I mean, I think when they scrim, they play online, but they schedule like online play with other teams, which is why I don't think. I don't know, like, I think like having these open brackets is really nice, because I don't know, I'm sure XSET and Space Station have already played each other. Optics definitely played a lot of these teams already. Like, these teams have already played, and they're gonna scrim with each other, so like they're gonna know the inside and out of each team, their habits. Like, it was a conversation I was having with a client yesterday. A lot of my clients like gaming. Holy hell, Peyton Manning, Tennessee, let's go. Jeez. These are some gangster shots. Ooh, I didn't know you could use a repulsor to fly. That's genius.
It's crazy. I'm gonna go stick this guy. Oh!
Night. He said, go to bed. Yeah, I used Peyton Manning, Tennessee. I don't know if you ever watched, well, I'm sure you've watched, I think it was Monday Night Football when it was on well, it is on ESPN. It was either Sunday night or Monday Night Football, and they do like the intros of like all the players. And it was like Peyton Manning, Tennessee, Dominic Rhodes.
And a lot of the fun stuff that you could do.
Like, it was just like hilarious. So I just always say Peyton Manning, Tennessee. Typically use the Peyton Manning, Tennessee. No, it was like actually when he was playing. So this is, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago. But I typically do the Peyton Manning, Tennessee when I just throw a grenade, and it just lands perfectly.
What parts are feasible and what parts are just like more montage plays that you go for.
Okay, here we go. It's happening, guys.
I'm sure we'll see plenty of
75 minutes later, they clearly didn't talk to their IT professional. Unplug everything and wait 30 seconds. I know I'm talking shit like I know what I'm talking about.
50 to like 41 or something like that. They're looking to try and wrap this series up. It is a full restart, and no, I'm a curse. It's impossible. It happened.
For the love of God.
It's okay. It seems like we lost a player here. I'm just going to tell Tashi, you can go ahead and use all of that.
Who did they hire? They need to fire them right now. Bring in a skeleton crew and do this.
Play it over again. That's what
Jesus.
Okay. You know, I can't keep giving my best things, my best material. You know what I mean? Can't keep doing it.
I could be playing in Mom's basement right now and have more fun.
Golden Boy at an event, and you're just like, how would you describe this? You go to a restaurant, maybe not your favorite restaurant, but like you know you're getting like mediocre warm food or whatever.
Dude, and it's the best damn mediocre warm food you're ever going to have.
It's mediocre and warm. And it's like, all right, well, I know what I'm getting, and that's what we know when we get the Golden Boy.
I'm like a warm chicken soup. You know, not quite steaming hot where you want to give it to someone who's sick, and definitely
at this point do rock paper scissors and just finish out this match so that we can get to the next match, because it's gonna be like 2 a.m. by the time this game
not like
the series ends.
Got good seasoning though. Give me the seasoning.
You got the seasoning.
There it is. All right, I'll take the seasoning. Dave, you got with Walshy, you just got to take as much as you can, because then I know where the zinger's going to be around the corner. So it seems like we had a player drop off again there, which is unfortunate, right? And I think that what this really plays into is just, it's like, and you know this, right? Like your startup, you're like, all right, let's do this. Let's get ready. Let's jump into the game. Crap. Player drop.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Crap. Player drop.
Yeah,
like
we'll set up a time to
really
play.
Like that kinda like affects the
I'll let you
momentum.
know when I'm free this week, because I
right
should have
now,
a ton of availability.
I would say around equal on momentum. Like the fact that we saw XSET kind of making a little bit of run back on the Game 2 Slayer and Space Station kind of come out of the gates with Game 1. I would say they're both on even footing around anyways. But
for sure.
Regardless, definitely, definitely
Have a good weekend if I don't chat with you, Alvin.
They want to get this thing going, right?
They do.
And especially after how close that Aquarius game was. But there was a point that Gaskin brought up on the desk that I think was like a really, really good pointed example of how good Space Station is like when it comes to their positioning, because I've been noticing it the whole time as well, right? Like little things.
They'd be better at positioning if they actually had a match to play.
And I think that is something that Space Station have done expertly here, right? Like putting themselves in position.
Josh, what's your go-to game then?
Like maybe,
if Halo isn't
Overshield like they did in Live Fire, but that didn't affect them.
Playing a ton like a Valorant or R6.
They played their game smart, intelligently. They knew what they had to execute. They had to remove the overshield player from the equation, right? Every time they capture, they're positioning themselves in very unique and specific areas. It just feels like Space Station Gaming, they're thinking about this game.
League of Legends, okay, yeah. I never.
Yeah, the other thing that
I tried playing it and I couldn't. I played Smite for a bit.
Yeah, right.
I found Smite to just be a much easier,
but it's with
easier
all these
game.
Weapons and grenades and such on the map. It's not as much of a big spike as you would see in previous
yeah.
Getting a sniper, getting a rocket.
Yeah, CS:GO and Val. You know what? I tried playing CS:GO and it just took forever to load into a match, so I just stopped playing that too.
But it's a lot of smaller, minor gains.
I guess like for me, because my time is just like so special, like in terms of like I only have so much time to game.
Whether it's like a bulldog or heat wave. It's a lot
I honestly I liked Smite just because it had different game modes, so it wasn't just like the same. You can play that objective base mode like you could like in League, but there are others. There's like 3v3.
It's like you're in Halo Infinite
and whatnot, so it's
you have power
a little bit more to do.
And then you have like semi-powerful weapons.
Yeah,
right?
there's definitely that step in between that didn't really exist, at least in the more recent iterations.
By the way, if you haven't subbed,
sure,
just make sure to, because
like
I throw a ton of health and wellness related content just out for everybody to watch.
I remember that was like such a
I'll
big
be
deal
throwing
because
up
it was the
a
only one,
nutrition,
right,
just
at
like an
that time.
intro,
It was
like a
the
basic
only one.
intro
So
to
it was
nutrition
like, if you
this
didn't
week,
have that weapon in hand,
or for
you
next
were
week.
doing it
I
wrong.
was supposed to do it
Whereas
this
over
week,
here in
just
Infinite,
the renovation
you have
project's
a
been taking a lot of my
you
time,
have
so
a heat wave,
wasn't
you
happening.
have a needle even,
And I'll
right?
be streaming.
The weapon range, the
So I
arsenal
stream
sandbox
once a
of
week.
weapons in this game
I
provide you with
I
such,
upload new
great
content once a
versatility,
week, just so that way
versus other Halos in
there's a
previous
lot of
games.
things.
So I think that we're
So
gonna see more of that
I'm
continue
gonna
to evolve,
just
but most importantly as well, how that
stretch
correlates
out a
with
little bit,
equipment,
because
it
being
is such
seated,
a- you know, I mean, we
kinda
we
hanging
beat
out
that
for a
bad boy
period
out
of time.
in Halo 3, and then in
I was kind of bummed about that actually. In Halo 3, like,
oh, you wanted a bubble shield?
I wanted to be explored. Yeah, actually, I kind of did, because I was like, all right, imagine like a bubble shield that didn't last as long.
Oh,
Say,
man.
like maybe 10 seconds or so. Like you could make a push as a team together and like have those interesting interactions or fights around those spots. Like I think in its default state, it was, lasted a little bit longer, or
for sure, it probably could have been tweaked a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I did want to see some of that stuff get a chance and explored. Like, maybe it comes out the same conclusion that maybe it does not exist in competitive
maybe
Halo.
Maybe it didn't
and
add
Halo
anything
3.
to the sandbox.
But like you said, there's no other apt description for it other than yeeting it out, because it had no chance. Like, it was literally like day one, like, that's out of here, get that out of here.
Or we could just use jetpacks. Everyone liked jetpacks, right? No one did. Okay, people are booing me. That's great. That's normal. All right, folks. Well, we're waiting for this one to get set up in a moment here.
Man.
And, Halo has such a rich and incredible history. And throughout the lead up to Infinite's launch and up to, Raleigh and everything that's going on here, there was the, top 25 players of all time. I'm sure everyone's favorite subject. And there was one player in particular who I think we all knew stood up above everyone else, because he is, in fact, considered to be the greatest of all time. So let's actually take a look at this piece on Ogre 2.
I heard about this Ogre practice noob squad. I was like, what is OPN? What is that? Found out pretty quickly that there were these two brothers who were ridiculous at the game, like untouchable. So good that they basically had a squad.
Yeah, Golden Boy's a cool dude.
They would just demolish as practice. It's like hearing about a pitcher who can throw 105 miles per hour. It's just like this legendary. Is it real is the first question. Turned out it was real.
And there is Ogre 2, final boss going with all kinds of momentum. And Scott, Ogre 2 just played that perfectly.
I mean, this kid is basically the definition of an all-star.
It's Ogre 2 once again. This time it's just nasty.
Final boss trapped in blue base. Ogre 2 getting charged. He wins that battle against his lunchbox. And there we go. Ogre 2 gets it.
Ogre 2 is the greatest console esports player to ever play any game, period. You're talking about the epitome of a true legend.
You look at the body of work, every scenario you would want, he's got it.
Alive here, but here comes Ogre 2 on a perfect flank behind both players. And there's Ogre 2, the veteran, stepping up. The crowd going crazy.
I would stack his career and achievements against pretty much anybody's.
The guy placed top 2 at 40 events in a row. An absolutely
I do. I mean,
streak. And
considering that my background has been in traditional sport and working in traditional sport, I do still watch a lot of it. And I would say, I mean, I'm a lifelong gamer, so just for a little perspective there. I'm a god too.
Ogre 2 is the winningest player in Halo history.
Yeah, so I watch a ton of football. I'll watch baseball during playoffs. Same with like the NBA. I watch more hockey just because I'm from the Northeast and we really like hockey. UFC. I haven't watched as much. I now just watch like the big matches. Hey, what's going on, Mario? Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate it.
How good are they?
Honestly, they only have had one round. They started the second round of Slayer, and it was 47-46, and a player got booted. And they had to restart the game, and they try to restart. They try to restart it, and it crashed again. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Not only were they better than everyone in
so I'm hoping.
Than everyone else in the United States.
Honestly, it's been almost an hour since the last match, or 45 minutes since the last match. So I don't get what's going on here.
You come up learning about these legends, final boss. That's an intimidating name to go against.
How's things been, Mario? How you been?
Boss of every single tournament.
Final boss is your 2007 MLG Pro Circuit champion.
Yeah, I'll watch for esports related content.
It's just incredible.
I'll watch a little bit of League. I don't understand it all that much, but I do. Honestly, I think one of the big things that they're really good at is exciting the crowd, and getting the crowd involved into it.
unheard of. It's something you can't.
I watch a lot of CDL, some R6, and like I said, now I'm gonna try getting back into Halo.
It was vision.
The double as Pistola's going for a third kill in the sword, and it's going to Ogre too. There's his triple.
Every single pro player on the planet thought this was the best player in the game.
And then he cleans up his own kill on SK, extermination, returning his flag.
He didn't need the power-ups to shine, but if you ever gave him a power-up, he wouldn't miss a bullet.
You're going against Ogre 2 on the main stage. And you hear 4 down. It would pierce me. I'd be like, damn.
Once Tom starts yelling, you know he is at the top of his game, and there's almost nothing you can do to stop him.
I've seen really good players.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of that.
That gap.
Honestly, one of the things I liked was TBS would show some of those matches.
National champions. Ogre 2 doesn't even realize what he just did.
Um,
Final boss going down.
I wish they did more of that. Like some, traditional network television can
Ogre 2's
show some
14-year career and 40 land victories set the bar
Holy
for
hell.
future pros. A true pioneer of gaming and a master of the fundamentals of Halo.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ogre
I've been
2
watching
has
this
left
right
a
here.
lasting impact
They did
on
top.
esports
I think it's a top 20 or top 25. When I jumped into the stream, and I thought the person died because like the way they're like making it sound like it just seems like these people died. And I'm like, how many people in Halo died already? Like,
Ogre 2 will be remembered
holy hell.
as the greatest Halo player that ever lived.
You just won 4 national championships. You're the winningest player in Halo 3 and winningest player in Halo.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I love.
Some of the biggest
I mean,
influencers out there today.
I got into gaming. I really would say
They aspired to be on a
due to like Sonic, Sega Genesis, but I remember for my birthday getting Halo CE when it came out. So like it came out, came out in November 20 years ago, and I got it that following January, so like 2 months later, and that was like that I would say is like life-changing in terms of defining moments in gaming for me.
And growing, still impacting esports, and that's timeless. That's not going to go away.
I think the Ogres were some of the first to pave the way and prove that route would become something that was not only very real, but something that would become very special for a lot of people.
The nice thing, so Mario, I don't know if you watched the first round of the XSET and SSG, or the first match. It's a best of 5. So realistically, it seems like these matches are gonna go. If everything goes well with like the network and all that, and I think that's what they're having an issue with right now is network issues. They can essentially play. They can probably play like a series in about, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes, depending on how quick they are. Top 25. There we go. They are playing LAN, and that's why it's like been the most frustrating because I've literally been like talking in regards to
about how Lunchbox was this good team player. He was the glue to the team. All of those
and just like chatting about the game, but we can't really. We're not watching it, so.
Roy got all of this attention, but in reality, when you go back, there was a
what
lot
I
of
really
times
want to see
where we'd be sitting there
within
on the
Halo esports
Lunchbox
is
the reason they're winning.
Create more divisions, especially with I think they were saying like 270 teams are playing at Raleigh.
Lunchbox was committed to winning the match.
So the fact that they're playing that many teams, like they should make more divisions, and do like a Premier League type system where it's if you play terribly that season, you get relegated, and the people above at the lower level gets promoted. Instead of it being, because honestly, you have Optic or Envy, NRG, G2. You have all these teams in all the same titles. I think they're playing both because I've seen the R button for reload for keyboard. So I think they've been playing mouse and keyboard, but I think some of them are playing controller as well.
very smart player who could shoot.
I think this is going to be EG putting one on the board. Rocket comes down. There's a big double kill, and there we go. Roy's brother. Will we see the trip? Yes, we do. Lunchbox cleaning up for the triple kill.
Yeah. So,
Lunchbox destroying EX.
I had first heard about Lunchbox in Halo 2. I bought the Xbox Live icon avatar of 5K, and I thought that 5K was such a cool name.
They were online warriors-ish, and people thought they weren't going to do that well on LAN, and so they're getting a lot of trash talk. And they showed up at the.
So I think might be a combination between the two.
Like top 4, top 6. Everyone shut their mouths instantly.
I went and I researched what this team was, and I saw that there was a player named Lunchbox. And then I saw he was a twin, but then I figured, okay, well, they got psychic powers. Clearly, this has to be some kind of connection, like over 1 over 2 style.
2 people that you don't want to play against. It's just hard. It's just hard Halo to beat those guys.
Yeah, I really want to see other teams, like I said,
continued that success for a whole decade.
Of not, you know, not the same like 5 to 10 pro teams, pro orgs in every game mode, because just to me it just I feel like it's overkill. Lunchbox stole some kid's lunch.
Talks wants to hold this snipe setup, and why not? Lethal's there with the snipe rifle, locking it down. Lunchbox out of nowhere. The double kill.
Halfway through, Evil Geniuses looking for the victory, and they're the HCS Season 1 champions. Evil Geniuses with incredible play. They are your HCS Season.
Oh, jeez.
In 2011, Lunchbox won the MLG.
Have you started playing Halo at all?
Didn't end there.
Or are you just
Lunchbox took home
trying to get into it altogether?
Wins, including an X Games gold medal before retiring from Pro Halo.
Somebody that's crowned with X Games gold medal is one of the best in the world at their craft.
And I remember seeing them get up in excitement after that win. You could just tell it meant the world to them. It's something that will always be remembered in the history of Halo forever.
That's such a special accolade that I know he'll hold near and dear to his heart forever.
Lunchbox is one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. He is very orderly, punctual, and we've jokingly called him Mom Box because he would be the person that's like, hey, make sure you don't drink that much tonight because we got a big game tomorrow, so like you can have like 1 beer, you know, like, but like you don't want to be too pushy, but just be like, hey man, be aware of what you're doing.
He could have however much going on, and he's still treated it the same
Oh,
way.
okay, yeah.
Like,
Fair enough.
Lunchbox definitely, honestly, gave me a good old life lesson on that one.
Are you playing a ton of ranked or just the other game modes?
I truly feel like, as a person, he was just an amazing human being.
Oh yeah, I have yet to play the campaign, so I've just been playing all multiplayer.
He even has a quote where he says, every dang thing I do is calculated.
Nev is the most patient flag running I've ever seen by any player.
He's been winning events for a decade and longer than most people even compete for their professional careers. Not many people are national champions and
Okay, fair
X
enough.
Games gold medalists, and he's one of the few.
Yeah, I wanna try to get like a squad of people just to play rank because I'm up there now. So definitely wanna get some gaming, get some more competitive now that I'm like much higher. Now it's really like you need to get like comms involved a little bit more just to make life easy. Yeah, I think these guys are playing on mouse and keyboard. Those shots are just like so smooth. See, I'm watching like these little recaps, and I didn't know that you could essentially, the repulsor was something you can use to like throw you off if you needed to, like throw you away. Like, honestly. I guess you're right, yeah. Honestly, I feel like these videos, I laugh, but like these videos are like definitely like they're playing like the Perkins School of the Blind, because they're just like, or like, you know, these people are like, holy hell. Very nice, very nice. No way. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could shoot the grenades and that they're technically live. That's awesome. Yeah, these are just wild. Like, like, are they just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like some of these plays are just like set up. Like, these shots just don't look like, these situations do not look natural at all. I mean, this is different. They're playing bots. Just bitch slapped him with the skull. That's amazing.
Get absolutely destroyed. Oh my! Oh my f***ing god!
That's some god tier type stuff. Like I said earlier, like I wonder what the difference in terms of play between pro and like, let's say like I'm playing.
I'm gonna go stick this guy. Oh!
I want this match to start so we can get like some gaming. We can like watch this and whatnot. On 3 minutes. Okay, well if that's the case, let me run to the restroom quickly. Get some tea going. So I'll be right back, guys.
Welcome back, everyone, to HCS Raleigh, and we're here. We're gonna temper expectations. We're just gonna keep it chill, keep it relaxed, right, Dave?
Chill out this time.
Yeah, we're gonna chill out. We're just gonna chill. I'm Golden Boy. This is Walshy, of course. You know who he is. And we're having a good time here. Good atmosphere in the venue as well, Dave. You know, we got a lot of booths as well. We want to give a special shout out. We got Sentinels over here. We got Space Station was over there. And FaZe even brought the Master Chief from the promo video that they did.
That's so cool, actually.
Which actually is kind of cool. I want to take a picture of them at some point in the weekend. It's actually be pretty sick. So, yeah, you know, it's a good time here. So if you're not here in Raleigh, you're missing out. But hopefully you join us for some of our other stops as well. Like, you know, we got Kansas City, Orlando for our European fans. You know, we got, what is it, Valencia, I believe. Like, it's going to be pretty awesome. Anaheim as well, which I can't wait because that means we don't have to fly.
Right, we can just drive down.
We can just drive down. Well, I'll Uber down. You drive down.
Do you want to ride?
Oh, okay. You give me a ride, Dave?
Maybe.
Oh, I'll take a maybe. I'll take a maybe. Save me some money on it. But we are waiting to jump into the game here. It's Space Station versus XZ. We saw game one, and I think we talked about that one to death. You know, there's not. Make it worse, you know, it was also a stomp too, so it was like a 250.
That game was one-sided affair.
Yeah, sure. So it's not really much to break down, but hopefully we'll be into the action in a moment here as we had a technical difficulty that kind of set things back here. But of course, our great admin team and the stage crew, everyone working diligently to get this thing sorted. The players are in the gamer position, so I think we might be getting ready to hopefully jump into the game, of course, testing their settings and everything like that. You know, it happens, right? It is what it is, and you just got to soldier forward. That being said, looking forward to Aquarius, we had a very quick, I would say, it was like each time there was like a lead, it went away. It was a lead, it went away. It was so fast paced, but also very close. And also, and by the way, I just got told as well, we might be heading over to the Charlie stream to check out some of the action over there as well. So hopefully we could do that in a moment. But yeah, I wanted to ask you just about that, right? Like, you know, how is it to kind of be playing it on stage and know that, Dave, you're going back and forth against some pretty quality teams here. Obviously, the pressure is on for all these players.
Yeah, the pressure is on. I mean, there's no surprise that most of the names here at the top level pro bracket have some drastic history within Halo. They've, you know, many people have won tournaments, many people have attended tournaments for years.
Yeah.
So it's not like, despite Halo Infinite being a fresh game, it's not like Halo's at this fresh start where it's just all new faces. I expect new faces and talent to rise here in Infinite, but there's still going to be that old guard, that old blood in here that you have to surpass first.
Yeah, that's right. And now I believe these teams are going to be flipped here. Oxygen will be on the blue, Oxygen will be the blue squad, if I'm correct. A lot of players that are brand new to me, that's for certain, which has been really awesome to watch here. As teams have been coming up, you know, from all over the world competing here at HCS Raleigh. We're actually taking a look at Oxygen Esports versus the boys, one of the teams that got catapulted into the group play, and they are looking really to try and make a statement here, show that they belong, right? And they certainly do belong in group play because they're here because of points. They're a great squad, and they are simply just looking to try and push forward on this series and see if they can maybe bring this one back.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough. Like we've always said, I think many people online or in matchmaking have said it in a less kind way, but Halo in North America just is ahead because we've had it crafted for so many more years. We've had this scene developed and curated for so many more years. So
yeah.
Looks like we're getting another match in the meantime.
Friends that we want to bring on board here.
Like, why didn't they just do this?
Yeah. There's just some room to be made up, and so any of these top players that are really crafting this path, they have a difficulties in a few ways. One is many of these players are most likely stand-outish in their region.
Yeah.
So individually, they can run around and probably win most, if not all, their individual fights. When you get back over here in North America, I hate to break it to you, it's not going to be that same case.
Sure.
There is such a high level of individual skill here in North America that's going to be one barrier they have to break. And then secondly, since you, in most cases, get used to winning all your individual battles, sometimes you might not rely on teamwork as much. You might not be as strongly positioned or play as smart as you can. So I really think that these top players from other regions have to practice very smart in order to catch up, meaning that they might have to even set their own internal goals when they're practicing and playing, saying, all right, any sort of kill, I'm not allowed to fish a one-on-one fight. I need to just do damage and stay alive and back down and have one of my teammates help me out. Or
I don't know.
You have to start to set some
Is that what they're doing?
Sure that
I had my headphones on my head. I wasn't really paying attention.
These international teams
100%.
across the, the pond, as they say, right? Like, you're trying to get as much valuable time as possible. Like, I asked all the international teams that came over here, did you get an opportunity to face off against any of the NA teams? And some of them said yes, some of them said no. But ideally, you'd want to see them get that time. Because
you have to force your way onto those practice stations. You have to see what you can do as far as like lands before and whatnot. All the scene here, we want to see this develop into a full-on global esport.
Yeah, for sure. So 3-0 right now as Oxygen have firmly taken the lead here against the boys, and the boys certainly struggling to be able to gain any kind of momentum in this matchup here. We got those names switched up at the top there as well. You can see Oxygen Esports, and this is a team that I'm certainly keeping my eyes on as well, right? There's a lot of names on here.
At the very least, they're showing this match, so I'm more than happy with this. Okay.
Going into the MCC Pro Series and all this other Pro Series.
Anything good for the weekend, Mario?
So these are players here that are looking to really establish themselves. Again, some uniqueness there with the grapple shot.
Such a good play.
That was
even
a good idea.
Jumping out a little bit further to avoid that second grenade, and yeah, just that just little small
The problem
maneuvers.
is the grenades are nuclear bombs in this game. You think that you're cleared. You're like, oh, that grenade's never going to touch me. And it's over there on the other side of the map, and then out of nowhere, you lost all your shields.
Yeah, they are so incredibly powerful. But yeah, you make a great point that it's tough to avoid those. And even in that case too, I think you gotta try to think, once you grapple back there, what is the play? Unless you catch them off guard 100%, it's like they potentially heard the grapple sound. You're flying back into a narrow hallway where you might not be shooting someone back. So it's difficult to know the right play there.
Oh boy.
I think early on in Halo though, you have to limit test. You have to limit test with all this equipment, and this game's only been out for a month, so people are still limit test mindset.
We were actually talking to Clutch about this earlier because he was discussing how like this game is going to evolve, right?
Yes.
What we're seeing,
this game's really going to evolve.
Look back on it, like
I think just
3 years later, and we're going to say, man, it was a completely different
game.
Game, because the game is naturally going to evolve.
Oh, that's awesome! Congrats on your brother graduating.
Really
I'm sure he's beyond thrilled. And I've heard nothing but great things about the new Spider-Man.
New to Halo, this should be a familiar game mode to you at the very least. Go to your opponent's base, take their flag, bring it over to your base here. This is Bizarre, a symmetrical map, one of the symmetrical maps in the map pool for Halo Infinite. Fun fact, first map I played when I got my hands on the Halo Infinite Alpha.
I don't think anyone cares about that fun of a fact.
It was a fun fact, though. It was a fun fact for me.
You think everyone at home going, oh my god, that's
I think they did, because they
look at that fun fact.
Because they probably were like, you know what? I'm so great that he mentioned that, because now I know that he knows everything that needs to be known on this map, and I know that he knows.
I never thought of going backwards.
I wrapped your brain around
to go back into the building.
You were not expecting that one. But this map
that's the one nice thing I do like about watching like the pro play. Is you can see things that you maybe haven't thought of considering.
That and like double doors.
I was wondering too how like kind of falls in the lore. I'm like, all right, does Master Chief need to go to the market before heading on embarking on an epic journey?
It looks like they're playing keyboard. I'm in K right now.
Did he get a bomb defusal kit? No, but what I do like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's actually, you know what? I'll say this. He probably won't know right away until let's say like the first full year of work, when he really gets those taxes taken care of.
Sometimes I feel like more so than any other map that you can have opportunities.
You know what I mean? Like
because of the map design.
He's actually no.
Knowing how to.
Yeah. Well, I can tell right away just because of the key binding on the bottom right corner. It's their letter instead of like right bumper, left bumper.
Hiding in a certain corner and getting a back smack that's unexpected. People, what I like to say is they start to get a routine.
Hopefully he has a job right now, like set up.
That just takes hours and hours of repetition, and people don't have those hours yet in this game. Yes, they put a lot of time in, but they do not have it perfected yet to know when they go into BR here, which way they look first, which way they look second, how do they, most narrow down their windows of opportunity where they can get smacked to the back or shot in the side, and so.
Okay.
I think double doors, like you
Of
said,
course. That sounds about right.
we have not seen.
That sounds like a college student graduating.
Start to probably navigate that, because as of now, I feel like people are just going to be kind of like thrust sliding through, turning around, and just kind of relying on their own reaction speed.
Yeah. Well, you know, the good news is, Dave, I know all of that because that was the first map I played, you see, so I have that knowledge. That's why. We're actually taking a trip over to the Bravo station as well. You can catch all the action throughout Twitch and YouTube. We have streams for each one. Bravo matches are casted, of course. I believe we have Shyway and Tony on the horn for this one, so if you want to check them out on the Bravo stream, we implore you to do so. Also, you can see the games going on over at the Charlie and Delta stations with no commentary, but still, you're going to watch some quality Halo as well. So
you're going to watch games with no commentary?
If you go to Charlie and Delta, you're just going to see
gameplay
and nobody calling out.
And also when I watch your stream, it's the same thing. You don't talk to chat at all.
I call out all the time.
But you don't talk to chat at all, Dave.
The chat says some mean things to me, so I don't talk back.
Well, folks, it seems like we got Chiefs and Big Chilling. Big Chilling actually has some familiar names on there. If you followed Halo for a long time, you got Riots as well as Ramirez, Flux as well. These are players that you'd seen in the European Halo scene. Riots, the tallest man here, more than likely, towering over everyone else. But it's great to see those names back in Halo again.
Remind me after this game, because we're at a 40-40, I got to tell you a story about people being mean to me in stream.
Okay, I will totally remember, Dave, 100%. But let's actually jump to the action here, because it is a really close game as the Chiefs, all the way from Australia, going against Big Chilling. So this is a true international battle here that you'll only be able to see on land between Australia and Europe. And a 2-kill swing potential here for Big Chilling if they can pull it off. But no, it's actually going to be Barcode who ends up getting the frag there, 44-42. And we're actually seeing now that there are some problems out there. And maybe, just maybe, this could be an opportunity for Big Chilling to come back into this game. Oh, no. Wow, everything's going wrong here. I am a curse.
Yeah.
I am a curse.
You are a curse. I'm glad you
I do not think I'm going to get invited to another Halo event again.
Let's check out Charlie again, see how Oxygen are potentially going to close out this game and this series. But I mean, they're up 3 flags. There's only 20 seconds remaining in this. This one is all but over. I don't even know, even if they had some sort of flag route where they
nice. Yeah.
Hook to bring it each time. I don't think they.
Well, you know what? Since we have this time, Dave, I want to ask you the serious questions. Do you shoot the chickens?
I shoot and I go for the melee sometimes.
Gotta always shoot the chickens.
You're awful.
Hey,
you know,
they give away my position sometimes. They give away my position. Quiet, quiet. They're gonna look over here.
Get away from me. Get away from me, Chester. Well, there you have it, folks. Oxygen Esports are going to walk away with the dub there against the boys. We actually saw what was going on in Bravo. I'm sure that will get sorted as well, and we're still sorting the issue here on main stage as well. But, folks, do not go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to be jumping to the action. We thank you so much for sticking with us here at HCS Raleigh. You guys are incredible, and we'll see you on the other side.
See you on the other. Like, come on. Don't need to throw commercials on.
Challenge. Build your Chipotle entree. Use promo code HALO117. Customize your Halo Infinite experience with challenge swaps from Chipotle.
Let me see if I can
visit chipotle.com/halo
put another one.
for details.
This is they're not showing it.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin.
Yeah, honestly, it's funny. Like, so I live in in a small town now, instead of outside of Boston, and we have a Qdoba, which I personally like is you have more options. Like I like putting queso, just like as a little flavor additive. Nothing crazy, of course.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world.
But we'll do Chipotle once in a great while. Or there's a Mexican restaurant that just opened up in downtown. So we'll go there, get some food.
Where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away.
No, it's definitely not the same. I think I will agree with my wife. Like she'll always mention how there's more flavor in Chipotle than Qdoba or even Moe's. So like I get it. I think they go heavy with the oregano, which I like oregano, so I'm not gonna complain about it. I like a lot of flavor. I'm curious to see how this movie turn out.
We don't use that word in here. The Matrix Resurrections, rated R.
I'm excited, but also afraid. Limited edition of 60? What the hell?
My name is Colin Johnson, also known as Kojo. I am the team director for Fnatic Halo.
My name is Casey Hebert, and I am the head coach and scouter for the Fnatic Halo team.
Fnatic's really
coach with 2 H's.
From day one, and
that's
gangster. Very excited too, because I think
not
that
one,
we're bringing a new approach.
But 2
I genuinely
H's.
think that, and I think Casey genuinely thinks that there are 4 free agent players out there that we can win a world championship with that you probably haven't heard of yet.
To start out, we want
they
to
gotta
make
call
a
me.
really big splash
Bring the
inside
champ.
of Halo. So our main goal is to obviously qualify for Worlds and make a huge impact there. There are some challenges in not having a roster yet, but I also look at it as we have more positives than negatives on it. We have the very, very good luxury of being able to pick up players potentially after Roster Mania at the end of Raleigh, as well as we can scout and we can go really in depth on the players we are looking at Raleigh.
I think that over time, we're going to outwork our opponents, and hopefully, similar to Valorant, we can have a bit of a personality as well that we can kind of at least entertain you guys with.
The HPU or high performance unit is, in my opinion, super crucial to recruiting people. If you feel good, you're going to play good.
Halo's not just going to be another like tier 2, tier 3 title that we just jump into because we want to. It's a title that we're investing a lot into and that we're really excited about.
And I firmly believe that everything that Fnatic offers and has with the backing, that we can easily accomplish that.
You're going to get to come on that journey with us and watch us as we develop and grow.
You know what Halo should do is create like a, what is it, Hard Knocks, like what the NFL has. Hard Knocks doing it once a year. They do that like once a season, or like in between, like, you know, the splits more or less. I feel like that would be cool. 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? They haven't even gotten the main game finished up and they're just putting breaks. Just get him match in. This is insane. Yeah, I think the issue with esports is people that enjoy traditional sports. So I'm gonna just talk from my perspective. It's a little bit easier because like I've always enjoyed gaming, but if you're trying to capture a massive audience, that means that you're getting the people that are just, you know, I'm 31, so I would say maybe like 5 to 10 years older than me. So those that were just probably fidgeting with gaming at some point in their childhood that didn't really continue on because, you know, work and life and everything. But you have to essentially kind of capture that audience by doing normalized things that have already happened in traditional sports. So creating rivalries. I always thought that the Rocker tweet for Optic Gaming when they lost that match in the CDL this past season, and essentially it was like a big like trash talk. They should have capitalized on it. I get that it was not appropriate, But that's how you create a rivalry, because a rivalry is only set because there's some bad blood between two teams. That's the ultimate bad blood that you could have created, and you could have sold that very easily. So that creating things behind the scenes so that way players can understand, like, or people, the audience can understand, like, these guys are cognitive athletes, just like similar to chess. Okay. Yes, that I think like maybe like a Halo, maybe like the championship, or like like the championship for CDL or League should get some sort of major television network airing, so that way again you get people to understand the sport. You can start to then educate the audience of those who don't know. So like, I talk to people, a lot of my clients, a lot of my personal training clients are gamers, so it's great in that perspective. But I can talk to them about it and they understand what I'm saying. But let's say like, my father-in-law knows about gaming because, my wife played video games. An esports streaming service would be huge. Yes. I mean, I'm just we're just talking, so like I can't really talk about all that in depth because I don't know how beneficial that would be. But being able to show it on TV, because everybody has a television. I don't know what the rate of like people having like online, like good online internet, especially like the Midwest. I know like that's sometimes a really bad area for internet, just because the infrastructure is not 100% there. Outside of the major metropolitan areas, of course. But throwing up, I'm just gonna bring the volume down a little bit. It just sounds so piercing. Throwing it up like on an NBC, an ABC, ESPN, CBS. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So you can talk a little bit more about it. I knew the Midwest was not great for internet infrastructure just because of everything is, but if you're saying otherwise, I'm gonna take your word on it. But like throwing it on a major network television channel, so that way, again, a lot of people still have cable. I know I personally don't, but like I have YouTube TV, which is essentially it's cable. It is cable. It just gets the feed from a central service and just kicks it out to me so I can watch it. But throwing it up on something like that, like I was talking, actually, great example. I was talking to a friend of mine who is maybe about 4 or 5 years older than I am, so not much older, but kind of the conversation we were just talking about, that age range. Like I'm at I'm kind of at the beginning of the millennial, or somewhere midway, I guess. But I have he's a couple years older than me, and yeah, he gamed, but like he hasn't really gamed much since, and he doesn't understand like how big esports is and direction that it can go. Now that I've talked to him a little bit more about it, he understands it, and so now he sees the viability behind it, because esports isn't going away. I think that's one thing everybody needs to understand. It's not going away. I think it just needs to be altered in certain ways that have gotten people to get into traditional sports. Like, for example, like I said before, you asked me about what traditional sports. Baseball. I live just outside of Boston, so I went to Red Sox games, especially during college and whatnot. And I don't watch many baseball games, but when there's a Red Sox Yankees game, I'm parking my behind on the couch and watching a little bit of it. So it's rivalries like that even if you're not fully invested into the sport, you're gonna watch because of the history of it. You can do that easily with esports, especially where FaZe and Optic play each other a million times in all these other games, which again, as I mentioned prior. I think they should get rid of that a little bit. You shouldn't have the same like 10 teams playing throughout all the major esports titles. Just because, again, I find that to be kind of boring and lazy. Again, I know this is just my opinion, so don't take what I'm saying as, you know, gospel. But I just don't, I just don't like that. You know, that's the other reason why I like traditional sports. Like, yes, I could like the Boston Red Sox, I could like the Boston Bruins, but I don't like the New England Patriots. You know, like it's almost like I have to like that one team across the board for all games. Whereas I don't want to. You know, maybe I really like Optic for CDL, and I like SSG for Halo. You know, so I like to be able to have the choice of picking other teams in other games, which I think is why the relegation and promotion system could work really well maybe within Halo. If you didn't know, drinking with my TMNT cup, drinking tea, of course. The beers, the drinks have not come out yet, even though I've been off all day today. So, wow, we got a minute 45. What are the chances? You know what? I'm gonna put a poll. I know it's just a small group of us, but that's fine. Polls are always fun. Okay. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, I want to, you know, if the game isn't loading in the way I want, like if they're not playing, I may just end up during the game and just start playing myself for a little bit. Just to, you know, do something a little bit more entertaining that isn't just staring at stupid screens the whole time.
For more than a decade,
You
shined as one of Halo's biggest stars.
You can't be doing this.
Securing major sponsorship deals, national media coverage, and the adulation of fans across the globe.
Walshy is down there. He said, listen to the crowd. They call him the Walshy effect is in full effect here, gentlemen.
Going to those events and seeing how he was idolized.
Player who everybody at events
Mario, if you're free, I know you're out in Colorado. I thought you mentioned if you want to play some Halo. Well, the same thing. If you want to play some Halo, by all means, I'm gonna throw it in. This is just getting obnoxious.
Every hall, he was featured front and center. Reporters wanted to speak to him.
First ever Red Bull sponsored esports athlete. I mean, that is just, it's crazy.
He was approachable. He was a winner. He was everything that you want in a superstar. He was like our Derek Jeter.
Final boss, once again, earning the right to call themselves champions. A new game, a new season, the same champs.
And you're talking about a guy who's got like 23 some odd championships, like 9 event wins in a row with final boss throughout that era.
When Walshy first came to a Halo tournament, the phrase esports had never really even spoken.
He was competing in Halo CE, which didn't have the internet, so the only teammates you had were the locals.
At the time, there was a
Okay.
power dynamic.
Yeah.
His answer to the power dynamic was to form a team called Team FF.
Yeah, esports stream, but
Free for all, I think, is really his defining moment. He put
so
together a
my whole
squad
thing
that was
is
purely successful free for all players, and this was the first team to finally dethrone the Ogres in STK.
People referred to them as gods, and so the fact that they were upset was just such a monumental event for us.
Actually,
okay. Oh, that's fine.
He just beat us the first series. They swept us. He goes, well,
You know what? A lot of people I know that have a lot of people that I know that work remote have definitely done that in the middle of their day, their break and whatnot. So
Walshy's extensive resume boasts over 20 major event wins, including a.
I'm gonna mute that so that way. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's in hell. Yeah, playing that. Just because, God, it's just bad. Like really bad. This can add me. So I play Infinite on Xbox, so just add, you guys can add me. I'm happy to play with you guys. I don't want that. Opening up. Then yeah, so my goal honestly for next year is to start really building out my Discord, so that way, essentially help gamers regardless of level, just to help them out healthy, practicing healthier lifestyle behaviors and habits. So things of that nature. I want to create more content. I'd like to work with orgs, whether it's professional or educational. Just helping, I just want to be able to help and provide some assistance from the physical side of things. I think. So again, I'm playing with my controller. I have the Series 2. I picked it up on sale. Trying to think when I did this. Or it's been just before Thanksgiving, so maybe a bit more ago. Actually, yeah, because Halo came out and I got it like that week. So just perfect. See, it has me at 15. I think it's just because of slobs. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Have a good meeting. We'll catch up. We'll catch up soon. When you get out of it. So I just want to see if this is gonna. Oh, that's not good. Of course. Hell just happened. Send. just hope that this thing doesn't, then it's gonna be cursed. Or I'm gonna have to just like stop watching. I'm just gonna double check. I'm using slobs. Let me just start to just learn how to use OBS and go. Like they honestly should have just moved it to next match. Someone on other Alpha, but they should have gone Bravo, Charlie, Delta, other matches. So that way, like, the audience can watch, because that was just really poorly done. I think it was just terrible. I don't know why it's so high in terms. To load in a little bit. Oh, let's see how this turns out. Kind of ridiculous if I can't play on stream clear. Like, it has my CPU because I have it set to my graphics card. Yeah. I mean, I have an AMD build, 2700. So maybe I see if there's a BIOS update that I can install on that end. I feel like this game's gonna skip, so I really hope that. Actually, go perform. Oh, maybe that might be it. It literally just dropped this CPU, like the CPU percentage. As long as you guys can all hear me. Let's see what's. With everything. Finally, let's go. Okay. Whew. It's time to light up some clowns.
Slayer.
Let's go.
Earn the most kills, and we win.
That was easy. Really? Oh, I thought I would have gotten at least another kill out of that. Yes. Hold back if you need to. No way. No way. Oh my god. That was lame. Watch out. Shield. Yep. Oh, come on. How did he see me? Nice kill, nice kill.
Enemy there.
Really? Okay.
One spanker inbound. M41 Spanker available.
You're going to bed.
Another one down. Spartan down. Enemies on me.
Really? Damn. Let's try. Now they're just...
Killing spree.
Going to bed, man.
Spanked him? More like killed him. Am I right? He's dead.
Halfway to victory.
Enemies hurt. Eyes up. Watch my back. Target's up.
Ah! Jesus. Yep. You had to take me out like that.
M41 Spanker inbound. M41 Spanker available.
I don't even care. That took me out. What's up? Let's see, it's a party now. We're hopping in. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. If you guys want to jump in on the action, by all means. Ah, shoot.
Tossing an aid.
You're not going anywhere besides death. No way. How are you getting that much quicker? Movement.
Enemies hurt. We've lost a teammate. Nearing victory. Enemy shield.
Ah! Oh, there was 3 people on me. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Get this. Get the squad. What was that lag about? They just straight robbed me. Going to bed.
Drop wall acquired.
Ah. Nice kill, nice kill. Let's finish this off, guys.
Better them than us.
Reloading. Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Thrusters obtained.
Eh.
Hey, be careful with those.
Victory.
Nice. Good win, guys. Good win. Let's go. go. Nice. Got to diamond 2. See if I can stay there. What? That's happening. See if. Okay, so the game just kicked out because I can't, I guess, do both. Can't have the game up and YouTube, or at least the app. I don't. Whatever. It is what it is. What's going on? See, you're back. See, we got some people in here. Thank you for hopping in. I appreciate it. I was putting in the HCS, but I figured I'd put that on as I don't think computer to handle that type of stuff. So instead, we're just some more. I'm gonna it open so I know something goes. Da 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 da. Okay. Let me just stretch back a little bit. I wait on things to load in. Oh, what the hell? Why do I have 2 games in? Oh. No. Okay. Oh, match was found. That never happens that quick. How much longer do I gotta wait to load in? Okay, finally in a match. 360 no scope. I'm just gonna miss 100% of the shots that I do take, so I don't do that.
Strongholds.
Okay, everybody. Happy Friday.
Capture and hold the zones.
I got one at B. Oh, someone's at B, someone's at B. Okay. I don't know why we're getting C, but that's okay.
Your team scoring.
Active camo available.
Two at A.
Yep. Let's just cap 2. Gonna focus on capping 2.
Enemy team
Okay. Let's quickly cap A. I'm gonna get active camo. Oh, good, good.
Your team
Ah, shoot. He didn't cap. He didn't get the camo. Might be good. Might be good.
over there.
Lost a teammate.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scored.
The enemy has captured Bravo. Stronghold Charlie is ours.
Your team scored.
Got you. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Let them keep C. Let them keep C. Let's stop flipping spawns. Stop flipping spawns.
Active camo inbound.
Hey, watch out. Active camo's up. There's one person there. You got it. Nice shot. Amazing shot. Active camo still up for grabs. I'm running for it.
Taking fire.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Enemy team scored.
Blocked. What now?
Damn. Let's try. Okay, yep, cap C. Running over to A because they're gonna get B.
Your team scoring.
2-2. Going A. Nice. Oh.
Enemy team scored.
Almost got that.
S7 sniper inbound.
Good stuff, guys.
Your team scoring.
We've captured Bravo. S7 sniper available. The enemy's captured Charlie.
Nice.
Two at A.
Okay. Ah, shit. They got me. Good stuff.
Toss him a nade.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Enemy team scored.
Active camo inbound.
Good stuff, guys.
Scoring.
One at garage.
Yep. 2-2-2.
They'll leave.
Camo available.
Got your back. Got A. B.
The enemy's captured Charlie.
One going to C.
Ah. Like the timing was bad. Okay. Ah, they got. Oh, nice hit with the cloak.
The enemy has captured Alpha. Stronghold Bravo lost. Stronghold Charlie is ours.
Good stuff.
Your team scoring.
Repulsor obtained.
Halfway to victory.
We got some at A. Someone at A.
It was a terrible idea.
Enemy team scoring.
The enemy's captured Charlie. Stronghold Alpha lost.
Damn it.
In my sights.
Stronghold Charlie is ours.
Your team scoring.
Power items on the way.
Okay.
Enemy team scored.
Nice try. Cap C. Active camo's up. I'm going for it. Watch out.
Captured Charlie.
What?
Team scoring.
Wow, what a grenade. What a granada. Neighbor's gone. That sucks. Come on. Nice.
Taking damage. Fragged him.
Okay.
Stronghold Bravo, lost.
Enemy team scoring.
Zozar! What now?
Cover me.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Your team scoring.
Stronghold Charlie is ours.
Double kill. Killing spree.
Active camo
Good
in.
stuff, guys. Good stuff. Love it. Active camo's up.
Active camo available. Stronghold Charlie, lost. Active camo obtained. I hope you know what you're doing. Stronghold Bravo, lost.
Okay. Picking up C.
Got the pickup. Drop balls here. Enemy Spartans
The
are
enemy
closing
has
in.
captured Alpha.
Another one down. Your team scoring.
Stronghold Charlie, lost.
Enemy team scoring.
That's it. Inbound.
Enemies on me.
What the hell? Okay.
Stronghold Bravo, lost.
Spartan down.
Stronghold Charlie, lost.
Grenade was a hit. Watch my back. Shields are down.
The enemy has captured Alpha. Captured Charlie.
Your team scoring.
Damn. Okay.
Active camo available. We've captured Alpha.
Nice.
Cloaked. What now? Stronghold Alpha. Stronghold Bravo is ours.
Double kill.
The enemy's captured Charlie. Stronghold Bravo, lost.
Enemy team scoring.
Come on, guys.
Your team scoring.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy
Jesus.
team scoring. Taking fire.
We've captured Alpha.
Your team scoring. Enemy team scoring. Your team scored, nearing victory.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scoring.
Thank you for that. Oh, nice, nice. Let's go. Back the camos up.
Stronghold Charlie, lost. Active camo acquired. I hope you know what you're doing.
Spartan down.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Victory.
It's okay. I like how you just try to teabag me after we just mollywopped them. Kaiser? Okay. Don't mind if I do. Let's see. Halo. Oh wow. They were actually playing. Oh, but I gotta. Okay. So after this, I'm gonna throw the game for the series back on. So Xet won the Slayer. Again, thank you to those that have been on the stream watching of it. Hopefully it's a Slayer match, so we can get things, you know, moving after this. I'll do it after. Create a little tweet. Get a squad together.
I mean, the tournaments and shit are still going, and they don't have her dancing as an option, so they're kind of forced.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like it that much. I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid. I like the map, but everything else kind of sucks.
Hold the zones and we score. Get to it. Hey, be careful with those.
Got one out right by B.
Got one.
That's 3 dead, I think.
Okay, perfect. Easy. Get Spanker. Get Spanker. Don't fight for flipping spawns. Just keep C and A. Okay, I'm going down to C.
Yeah.
Stronghold Charlie.
Take
Here they are. They're all three. All three going to B. All three going to B. Woo! Very nice. Very nice. One's probably gonna go up the stairs up into B.
Yep.
So watch out there.
One shot. He dead.
Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, there's C, like purple side. C.
Yep. Got your back. go.
Oh, they're taking A. You can
Take C, take C, cap
Yeah,
C,
cap
cap C.
C.
I'll try to help.
Stronghold Alpha lost.
Enemy team
Okay.
scoring.
Watch out.
Hey,
Someone's at
good
C. Okay. Someone's at C. They're gonna go up towards B, so just watch out.
Oh, there's one right by us, Mike.
Okay.
Okay, A.
I'm going to C.
The enemy has captured Bravo. Stronghold Alpha is out.
One. Yeah. Like musical chairs, man.
Yep. Ah. They're at C. They're at C. One at C. He's weak. Two at C. Okay.
B taken.
Great stuff.
A and B just.
One coming to A. Two coming to A. Ah. In that little balcony. One's weak.
B
running to
stairs.
A. One's weak going to A. I'm picking up Spanker.
Nice. Dead.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
Enemy team scored. Off the rack.
The horror.
3 on A, so we can
Okay.
cap C.
Jesus, I missed that shot so bad.
2 on B.
Zone's ours.
Yep.
Your team scored.
Damn it.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Really? How many more shots? Oh my god, that was lame. That's some bullshit. Okay. I'm going to B.
The enemy has captured Alpha.
They got some people going to B.
That guy's one shot on the stairs.
Yep, got him. I got one coming to me.
Yep.
Stuff. Watch out behind us.
He's one shot on B.
Yep.
Nice.
Your team scoring.
Very nice.
Okay, I'm going to C then. Thank you.
He gone.
Ah, damn. Someone's on the balcony at C. C balc.
Yep.
Taking fire.
Guys in the corner. Damn. Okay. I think they got B. Damn.
Oh, he has a shotgun.
Oh, good.
Motherfucker.
He killed himself. Perfect.
That's a good cap on C, though.
Yep. B. Yep.
The enemy has captured Bravo.
Enemy team scoring.
Thank you. Really?
Oh, shit.
Stronghold Charlie lost.
Alright, they're gonna be pushing from C.
Yep.
We can take A.
Here they come. Damn. Yep. Threw those grenades hard.
Mike behind you.
Take cover.
I'm going to A.
Yeah.
We got someone at A.
Dude, fucking shotgun. I've never seen anyone.
No way. There's
game.
another person. Nice. Quick cap A. Come on. We can't be losing this. Going to B.
How did that nade happen? Holy shit.
Stuck. Let's go. You're done. Ah. Using now. Okay.
B dead.
Yep. Quick cap B. Quick cap B.
41 Spanker inbound. Stronghold Bravo.
Yeah, if we can get those rockets. God, they took C.
I'm picking up rockets. No, I'm not. Weak. Okay. Someone got it. Watch out behind you, Giro.
Damn, dude. That's 2 dead.
Let's go A.
3 dead.
I'm going A. I'm going A.
Dead.
Okay, someone needs help B.
Got your help on that?
Your team's scoring.
There we go.
They're going purple. That got one purple streak.
Hey, watch out. Someone's going to A. Someone's going to A.
Yep.
He's weak. There we go.
Dead.
Good stuff.
One more over there though.
Yep. Yep.
Starting down.
Let's restart it. Got him.
Okay, go back. Okay, rotate to B, Mike. Yep. Coming with you. Nice.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
He's weak. I got him. One coming C stairs.
Okay.
Dead. They got me from C.
Yep. Shit. No way. Damn.
On B?
Yep, one on B. He's weak. His shield came back.
And one on A. One on A.
I'm going up.
Stronghold
Throw a grenade.
Stronghold Bravo
Shit.
lost.
God damn it.
Got him. Got him. Good stuff, everybody.
We got, they got rockets.
Banker.
He's
Yep.
weak.
Got him. Got him.
Nice. All right.
He's dead.
You can take those if you
Yep.
want.
Picking it up.
Please be careful.
A's clear.
Alright, I got gun cap B too. I'm gonna get triple cap real quick.
Okay. Yep. Get these points. Who's getting tagged? Okay. I'm going to you, Alex.
Yep. That dude's dead.
Ah.
Good. Nice.
I'm out of rockets, so we're gonna be.
They're on C.
Okay.
So let's
Yep.
just watch A, B. A,
Yep.
B.
Yep.
I'm with you. Easy.
The enemies captured Charlie.
Dead.
I got one person alleyway going to B.
Alright, I'm with you.
Nearing victory.
Watching stairs.
Yep. He's going
Dude,
mid.
This fucking shotgun dude. He's on B, one shot.
Got him.
That asshole has killed me so many times with that shotgun.
Enemies on me. Enemies hurt.
Go back if you have to. Shoot. Nice. Good game, guys.
Nice.
Good game.
Mike, I think one thing, do you have crouch?
Okay. That should have leveled me up a little bit. Rest me anyways. Double check that. Okay, the game's still running. So let me oh, that was a big jump. Okay. I'm gonna back out of this so we can get the series back.
Enemy base there, and that is going to slow things down, but they're getting the kills. They took down 2 more members, make that 3. The last player left alive is going to be Tano. Can he pull off a miracle here and try to stop this pull from happening as he does everything he can?
Wow.
But it's going to be Xset who grabs the flag, and this is going to be it, folks. Xset will win game 3.
Wow.
That is a huge victory going up 2-1 in this series. Way to clutch up at the end, but like we said, what a fantastic flank by Porky. just getting those couple kills and instantly going for that flagpole.
Yeah, because really, think about it. He doesn't have the grapple shot, right? He has to push for the rockets. Everyone knows where it is. He instead, with from the comfort of his home, he's able to reach around, grab the rockets with the grapple shot, then immediately vault himself inside of the corner rooms, right? Kill one, embark on, go and take the fight on the player on tower, and then at that point, they're on. They're already on fire. They're inside of the enemy base. They just needed to make sure they got those round of slays. And then let's not forget about that beautiful double and palm trees too. Everything that you could possibly want to go right there went right for Porky.
Yeah, just Porky definitely the MVP there at the end in that OT. Wow.
Great game though. Now we're going to be going to Oddball Recharge. Space Station need to get themselves together here, Walshy. Pressure is certainly going to be on for Space Station.
Yes, I mean, they're backs against the wall. I mean, they started off the series about as strong as you possibly can. Such a commanding victory of 250-41, but they're in a spot right here where they got to close out 2 games back to back. They get a chance to, you know, test their objective prowess.
And here are some of the big plays from map 3. Got that Bulldog put to great use. He also had a lot of Mangler plays as well. And Walshy, for our first Bizarre CTF on land here, did not disappoint. A very exciting game, and it just goes to show like how close these two teams are as far as their the skill level goes. They're right next to one another.
Yeah, these teams are so evenly matched. I incorrectly estimated earlier that this was going to be a series that was going to go more in the favor of Space Station Gaming, but clearly they met their match, and it seems like from what we've seen thus far, XSET is the better team. But you know what, though? I wouldn't have blamed you, though, right? You have Ace on that team, Elamite coaching them as well, right? XSET, a recently signed group, right? Yes, there's a lot of talent on that squad, but it's very easy to look at this, especially after live fire, and say, yeah, this is going to be a 3-0. But as time has gone on, and there's been a lot of time, it's been looking good for XSET. But we'll see what happens here on Oddball. The rules of the mode has changed exponentially. How do I keep up with this stuff? I've been playing Halo for 20 years.
Watch. You know what, man? Why don't you watch a Shyway video or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, basically, long story short, right, we now do Oddball in rounds, which is a real big change from the way it was previously, because Oddball was one of those game modes that could snowball very quickly, no pun intended on the ball, and that has changed now completely.
Yeah, you could win around 100-0 in Oddball, and that just counts as the round victory versus winning 100-99 or anything like that. So it's not as much about that margin here during certain setups. It's closing out one of those rounds, making sure that you're consistently knowing how to win those neutral game positions.
And then we're going to Recharge for our Oddball matchup here. And Recharge, not a lot of opportunities to play the ball. You can play over by Hydro if you want, but that will set you up negatively.
Not a lot. So in essence, not a lot in the true play ball fashion. However, consider what a play ball does. Play ball returns it to where it originally spawns. And there's plenty of opportunity to that over near pipes. You can do that in a few different spots where you can toss towards bomb center, where it's essentially close enough to a play ball without it being like the official drop off the map, have it out of play for 3 to 5 seconds, have it respawning. So I expect teams to do that frequently, where they're going to drop it over near like the B stronghold if they start to feel too much pressure, and then just go for slays.
Yeah, very good call there. Because Recharge is a wide open map, right? That mid area, there are sight lines out the wazoo. And you can see it right here. The ball's gonna spawn right next to batteries. There's little pillars in the middle with the yellow flooring. That's where the ball's gonna spawn. So, you essentially can see that from all angles, whether it's the whirlpool area or it's the top towers you see in the distance there, maybe even top yellow. Also look out for the grapple shot. It's gonna cause some problems here. And the shock rifle too, which I quite like that gun, although I suck with it.
Yeah, no, it's essentially like, I think you have to reframe your mind into being like, all right, this is a sniper. Like it used to be, as people kind of figure out the weapon, are like, all right, how do I fully play around this? It's like, treat it as like a sniper that you can hit some easier kind of no scope headshots with.
Yeah. If you play other games like Valorant, for example, you can kind of equate it to the difference of using an operator versus a marshal. You know what I mean? It's like a weaker type of gun, but if you hit the head, you'll do the damage. You'll get the kill. Already though, XSET starting off exactly where they want to be with power items grabbed as well as the energy sword too. and the sword is very strong. So you definitely want to use that one as much to your advantage as you can.
Yeah, we're gonna see how Porky decides to play this one out. Actually, this is Tylenol on our screen at the moment. So Tylenol has this this camo and sword.
Space Station.
Yep,
that's right. So even better for Space Station, a strong
Space
start.
Station's pretty strong start, but the camo also goes away pretty quick in this situation. You know, it goes. I guess the part that kind of gets me with camo now is I feel like you're not able to navigate as far as you think you can because you're used to like the advanced movement mechanics in Halo. And in order to do that, you give away your camo advantage. So you got to take kind of a slower, longer flank, and these maps are just kind of elongated just a little bit that you get generally like one-ish good pushes if you're in like a standoff scenario.
Yeah.
If there's a bunch of chaos going on, yes, you can be more effective in a couple different engagements with that camo, but for the most part, you got really one good push in my eyes.
Also doesn't help as well that if you want to grab that sword after you grab camo, you have to kind of pocket it almost.
Yeah, you should be looking to pocket that if that's your plan.
Because he popped that camouflage, and then, you know, it was basically halfway gone at that point. A new camo, though, is going to be coming up. Ball has been grabbed by Space Station. And they're going to play all the way back over here right by the elevators, which, again, not a bad option, right? Not a bad option to be at. There's no real areas for you to play ball here, but you do know that if let's say you give it up, you're kind of putting your opponents in a corner, but also you're in a corner too, so there's not really much benefit to it. But yeah, I mean, so far it's working out for them because no one has been able to push thus far, and this camo is going to ensure that that doesn't happen.
What a brilliant play there by deciding. So what he did right there was just a lot of information gathering. Saw a couple of people going towards long haul and said, all right, well, I could kind of set up a cutoff for them and fight them over there. Yeah. But why? Why don't I just go over towards Whirlpool, give my team a numbers advantage, and just fight that fight?
Nice trade.
And you now see them reaping the benefits of that. They won a couple kills over there, over towards Whirlpool side, and then were able to get a few more points on the board.
Yeah, and they came right back into this one. A beautiful nade as well by deciding. Unfortunately, Kratos got the better of him in that engagement now. And this is where you'll see the traditional play ball by Hydro. Take that ball out there, drop it low if need be. You are completely out of the action, though, if you decide to hold it there. And that is why you're going to see a play ball in the middle of the field. Kratos, though, in a position. Going yellow as well. He will be encountering a blue player here in a moment, unless he gets swiped up. Yes, he does. That's going to be deciding who handles business there. And they're just waiting to grab and get possession of that ball. Teammates are prepared and ready, and that ball rolls, by the way, Dave. That thing can fly.
It does roll, and I like that route, too, with the ball. And in most cases, people seem to be confined towards running towards bottom whirl or towards kind of long haul area. But going towards that bomb center area, the reason that ball is so risky at the battery spot is because people have so many angles on it. We're going to count that as Insta. I love to see it, Porky.
Yeah.
The reason that ball is such a vulnerable spot is just because so many angles see it, and the fact that if you can bring it down towards camo, oddly enough, fewer angles can see that. In a spot that people aren't usually positioned, people aren't going to wait down near repulsor spawn to shoot somebody to bring that ball down later. It's like, no, you want to be up high in the map to shoot someone as they grab that or move away from batteries. So I did like that route, even though it didn't transfer into any sort of setup.
All right, 3 camos have been in play, and Ace has now grabbed this one. And unfortunately for him, they knew exactly where he was. They sniffed him out with some nades and forced his positioning. He couldn't get away in time. He couldn't run away as well, because once you're running down that long haul, there is no place for you to gain any kind of coverage. And the ball finally grabbed here after being in the pit for so long. It's going to be Tusk who gains possession of it, and he's looking for teammates. He's just trying to get over there and gain as many points as he possibly can, because there's not a lot of time left on the clock.
Yeah, not a ton of time there. Definitely scrap up that time, but I guess I would have expected 2 different ways to play that there. It looks like Tusk opted for option A, which is rotate towards the teammates, try to figure out where they're going to meet, which seems like over towards the A stronghold. However, the option B was sit over there on that bat ledge, get some more information gathering, find some people that are going to shoot you across the map and say, all right, we now know that they're spawning over towards C stronghold or towards C plat. Which way do we want to take it from here? So I felt like Tusk just wanted to get next to teammates right away and see if they could block spawns over like elevator and such. But you have both those sort of options when you have numbers. You can decide, take your time, and rotate after getting all that information.
An important thing to note here, once you grab that oddball, time stops. So this way kind of allows, you know, you're never really going to have that mathematically impossible moment, right? Like we've had in previous games where...
Did they just take feedback from you back in the day, GB? We were like, all right, math is not my thing. I come on Halo Infinite to play video games.
Darn right.
And can you just like, I don't know, stop the timer or something like that
Wow.
when I grab the oddball?
Listen here, kids. Stay in school. Don't be like me and fail math. And physical education. In fact,
Oh no, you can't fail physical education.
in of itself, but what has been fascinating to watch, though, has been this tug of war back and forth between
Yeah, it has been.
Space Station, and with
Wow.
that ball obtained now, you're going to see Kratos. He's going to play this corner. He's going to hold him, and as soon as he gets pressure, just as you see right there, he drops the ball. That's called a play ball, Kotaku. In case you don't know about that, sorry.
Ooh, throwing a shout out to
So the hard part
Kotaku.
about that play ball too is it wasn't just a free play ball. It was a play ball and an attempt to get a kill.
Exactly.
There are times where people opt to just jump off the map with it or turn their back and get like the extra second and a half as they die and toss that ball off the map. However, I do view in more scenarios than not that you should be trying to do more damage.
Nice shot.
In this situation, especially if you're not super outnumbered and you have like possibly a one-on-one there, to drop that ball off, test your odds. I mean, you're a pro player, and see if you can pick off that kill or at least get them to one shot for your teammates to get that pick off.
Can we talk about how crispy deciding shot has been so far? Because he not only picks up a double kill and gets minimal health loss, but also on top of that obtains the oddball for his team. He will now try to get his squad into the lead, but there's the play ball, quote unquote, the pressure that was coming there, and now they're just gonna have to drop all the way low, and it make matters worse because that ball rolls so freely. It's in the pit now. It's all the way over there, and
Yeah, that's bad. That's
picked up.
I forgot we ended up calling that area camo area, but I guess yeah, there's a couple different calls.
It's a pit to me. Whatever, you know, look, if it's in the bottom of a map, I call it a pit, you know, because I ain't got no time for that. But there
Hey,
you
they
go.
won the round.
And Xset will pick up the first round here. That play ball was massive for them.
Oh, Exa has to win this and wins the series.
As much as they can, and now this is going to be where we see potentially.
I think that reset of the game and taking 2 hours off, I think that messed up
Yeah, and I mean,
Space
if we're needing
Station
anyone to step up right now,
terribly.
I do feel like Space Station's going to need to lead on more of their veterans, like Tusk and Elam. They have been lacking a little bit in the slay department those last games. I believe we saw Deciding and Tylenol both around like 15-ish kills each. And yes, kills aren't the full story, but in the day, kills do translate to objective. So we're going to have to see, like I said, I want to see Ace really kind of step it up here. I think that he is undoubtedly like the leader on the squad with his
That was a nice attempt.
Elamite, but
ooh,
he
nice.
really step it up, especially when their backs against the
Nice.
wall in a situation like this. This is Tylenol and Deciding's first time being at a LAN tournament, and secondly, first time being on main stage. So that combination alone, I feel like they need to be able to rely on the veterans.
But can you say the same for Porky J and Filthy? I'm pretty sure you can, right?
I feel like they've been.
Oh, he shouldn't have thrown that.
Tournaments, yes.
But you know, obviously it's like their first Infinite one. But you know, I think there's something
Damn.
about your first tournament ever, your first
it's
LAN
true.
tournament ever.
It's true. It's a completely different vibe, atmosphere, the crowd watching you as well. We have a packed house, literally. This is insane. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and joining us here in Raleigh. In case you haven't joined us or you aren't here with us, of course, we miss you. We're glad you're watching at home. Plenty more HCS events coming at you as well. But for right now, though, all eyes are on Xset and Space Station.
What is he
At the
doing?
start here, it has been a decent start for Space Station, but not something that you want to write home to.
No, I mean, a 13-second lead, that can just evaporate instantly as soon as the team gets some semblance of control. But Xset's doing some wise plays. They are just going for slays. When in doubt, slay it out here, especially if you don't want this opposing squad just get like some sort of big run. And so looks like they're getting these kills. It's a 3-on-3 though, so nobody's really getting ace or advantage. Kills being traded back and forth.
Has been a bit of a scrappy game here, but Kratos
Wow.
got something. He's looking for another one, but it doesn't happen. Didn't have that health. That kind of goes back to that point Gaskin made earlier, man, that, you know, if you come out of a fight, a BR fight with just a little bit of health, you can be a difference maker in any further engagement.
Take it.
So the fact that Kratos was able to get a double out of that one, and an attempt here to grab the ball, but again, this has just been back and forth, and I guess this is exactly what you want to see between these two squads here, because Space Station, their backs are against the wall.
Yep, backs against the wall, but this didn't translate once again to a real setup. We did see 3 down for Space Station for a moment, and then Tylenol ended up going down, but this is a time you'd expect XSET to have gotten some form of a full setup. But not quite the case. Either they were trying to bring something over towards Hydro, like you said, and they ended up spawning over there, or just weren't sure of where they could get away with that ball.
No real progress has been made. Time continues to tick forward here. Filthy and Porky have had, I would say, a pretty good showing, in my opinion. It's reflected on the scoreboard, but they have been holding their own, and of course we expect that out of Kratos and Suspector as well, given their track record and what they've accomplished in Halo Esports in the past. But this team has been quite impressive, and they're looking to pull themselves back into this one here if possible. Smart play by Filthy, getting away from the action, knows that there's going to be pressure from behind and has to rely on his teammate for support here. That's where Suspector's going to come into play, and he's able to successfully win that fight.
And this scrap time is so huge during those moments. This has been a massive run. I was actually going to be a bit more critical before and expect them to grab a few more seconds at a time, but this is the sort of setup that they've been really looking for. One thing that I've always done when I was competing in objective games back in the day is I would try to take a couple snapshots of the games that went through. You know, let's say you're 75% of the way through the match or 50% of the way through the match. On like an oddball game, and let's say, you know, you're going to 250 points, if only 15, 20, 40 seconds have been scrapped up, you now need to realize that this game's scoring system is a little different. You need to realize that if you can grab 10, 15 seconds here,
that was a good one.
That means a lot more than in a full setup style game.
Yeah, these are certainly going to be things that our players are going to have to keep in mind here.
Wow.
A good help from deciding they get the ball back. Maybe bringing it over to Hydro, but there is going to be one player there to help them out, and fortunately for them, a player from XSET who's all by a lonesome. Spawns are going to be coming from the elevator side, so expect this push to happen now from Tower. Ace trying his best to stay alive. He's got the help from Tylenol there, but Tylenol is going to get suffocated in a moment's notice if things keep going like this. Somehow, though, he managed to get out of there scot-free, still holding the Hydro side. He's been beaten up, battered, and bruised. Maybe he can make a play for the ball, but he's actually just going to bail right on out of there, go to his teammates, and look at that connection there.
Yeah, there's two kind of schools of thought there during that last ball rotation.
He got a double out of that, by the way.
Double from Tylenol, just flying around there.
Gets a double. That's massive.
That is huge. I was going to say, there's a couple different schools of thought, like from that last ball rotation. One school of thought is that was unfortunate that they spawned over at BR side or came in from control side. How do we get so unlucky? Second school of thought is you should be able to expect that. You should be able to deduce where the opponents are coming from. And the fact that Ace and Squad rotated out from long haul into his unsafe position was, in my eyes, a pure just mistake. You know, that could just be not being fully used to playing ball and getting set up on this, or just kind of tournament nerves or whatever it is. But ultimately, they rotated the ball into an unsafe spot, and you can't have your ball person leading the charge. You should know where that ball person should be rotating to, and that area should be safe.
I mean, just look at everything that's happening here, Dave. I mean, Space Station, they have done everything they can to keep the ball out of the hands of XSET, because now you're playing with time here. Suspector grabs camo. Ball has not been picked up yet. We only have a few seconds remaining.
Game's over now.
You gotta make a play happen here. You gotta make it fast. You have to nab that ball, or else that could very well be it. Kratos has to be mindful of this here. Has to try and stop the bleeding, but no, it doesn't happen. And that is going to be another round one.
What I was going to say is, like, those game of inches. When it's a low-scoring game, there was times earlier where Filthy G could have grabbed another 5, 7 seconds, and those are the difference makers in these really low-scoring oddball or objective games.
I just got to say, that play from Townhall was something else.
Yeah.
Staying alive, Hydro, pushing over to his teammates, giving him the coverage, coming around, picking up a double, still
see SSG with that Oats Overnight. It seems like a partnership or sponsorship of some sort. Definitely want to look into this, see what it's all about.
Starting to feel themselves here, Walshy.
Yeah, starting to click together. You know, their backs are against the wall. They have no choice but to step it up in this scenario to try to bring this to a game 5. But you know, pressure's all on Space Station right now. They need to be the ones that are securing more kills, being in stronger position. I mean, there's all those just straight up fundamentals of Halo that really decide this game. But as I say that, 2 members go down, deciding an ace. Both fall. It's a 4-on-2 right now in favor of XSET. Let's see if they can rotate this ball out from the bottom.
Well, they managed to send it all the way down to camo here. Ace looking for the stop. He does have some support, some help. Will be weakened, though. Suspector Spectre getting the cleanup on that one, and now just looking around to see if there's going to be any other players still standing here for Space Station, but the ball will be grabbed. He's got a teammate over at Long Haul,
Someone
too.
watch the Shyway jump video.
That's the sneaky jump that I can never pull off because I'm hot trash, but there it is, and he now has ball by Hydro, has help too, and this is where they could get some points here. They got to grab that ball and start putting some points on the board, but the pressure from Space Station has been profound this whole time here, Walshy. They have not let them breathe.
No, yeah, they even when they've been down in numbers, like they've still had people in position near the objective. So clearly, Space Station have been very objective-minded by putting that pressure on there. It just hasn't fully translated into any sort of control. They've been able to like kind of hold them off. They've been able to cut off the bleeding a little bit, but they haven't really been able to get these sort of setups, even though they're being near the ball and you know, have their heads in the right spot.
Camel's going to be up in a second. Should be grabbed by Townall. Ball's going to be available in the middle of the map. Kratos by Whirlpool. They got the support here. They got the angles. So they'll bring this one back all the way over to the elevators. Where are going to be the remaining players of Space Station? How does this push come to fruition here? One player is going to go down. Suspect I make that two, as a matter of fact. A beautifully placed nade there. And also, you're slowing that player down at tower. You're slowing down deciding as well. Kratos is providing some brilliant cover fire here from the yellow tower.
Yeah, that was a great flank. Obviously, great communications. Understand someone coming up from that ramp, but this damage right here is going to extend this setup so much further than it would have went on earlier. Just getting all those extra kills, getting those shots across the map. Because Kratos, when you're over at glass like that, you're in such a position that's so far away that you're only going to kill that player if that player overextends. They have to get a little cocky, overextend for a PR fight, or you have to get some sort of like nade slash headshot.
Looks like
it's too far away to go over and clear that person out. You're already committed towards going towards the ball.
So it looks like the overnight, the oats overnight is just like a powder with some
it's just not an option.
Yeah.
Blended up oats.
So many things done right there by XZ.
Excuse
That's
me.
why it's reflected on the scoreboard, but now it could be Space Station's time to strike. Fortunately for them, though, they are going to start getting Zerg Rush here by a bunch of the members of XZ, and I don't know if they can hold this fight off. Tyndall tries to get a little cheeky.
Okay, so you have to buy.
All the way down over toward where the camo is. Two players by elevator as well, looking to push at the same time. But
They have seasonal flavors, which is kind of cool.
Stays alive, pulls the attention in his direction, and allows his
I'll look
teammates
at
time to be able
label.
to get away
Second.
with the ball over to the Hydro side.
Yep, just those extra seconds of dealing damage, buying alive. I call that windows of opportunity. It's a, you know, it's just a straight up fundamental in Halo and every other game where you're buying time for your team. And it's your teammates' decision and positioning if they're gonna jump through that window of opportunity, Alex. Yeah. Are they going to take advantage of that window, or are they gonna let just?
Oh, there we go.
Sometimes you put the blinders on, you know, the shades. You don't want the sun coming in. I don't know, but you're right though. It was a window of opportunity, and they allowed that to give them the lead, a slight lead, 3 points.
Yes, it just looks like everything is just grinded up a little bit. I mean, 300 calories isn't terrible.
And here's the other part of it, right? XZ up 2-1. If they win this, that's it. The series is done. Space Station trying to force this game 5. They want to take the battle to the streets.
I do like the fact that it has
player action. But XZ, they want to
whey,
stop this right here, right now.
as well as plant proteins. Because otherwise you're not, I can make the argument that plant proteins are nice, but they're not ideal as getting your full protein source.
There it is. Removes him from the fight, and now they can continue to add more points to this one, Walsh.
Yep, great job there by Suspector going over to finish that kill. And what Suspector's doing is rotating to where you know it's safe. I was giving some flack earlier to Space Station for rotating it to a spot where it wasn't as safe just yet for the ball. Suspector got cut off a little bit.
That's kind of cool.
Ultimately, you know, clear out areas for your ball.
Money for meals. I'm trying to think. Math. Because you can do it by price, so it kind of gives slight. The more you buy, get a better deal.
That's the easy one, Alex. Your teammates already across
Just trying
the
to
map,
think.
killing people and holding up ground. The other time is during rotation.
Starts at $29 for 8 meals, so that's
maybe losing one part of your setup, but kind of opening a new window, getting a new setup across the map in a different location and making the enemy team.
I'm having a hard time doing math today. I went with the wife to home improvement store, and we were looking at each other doing math, and both of us had a brain fart. But I guess it was first thing in the morning, so understandable. 8 meals, so 16. That's 3 weeks. 3 weeks, $72. That's a lot, you know. Especially considering what it really is. Like essentially they took Oats, so I'm gonna wait for this match to finish and I'll go over it a little bit.
I know everyone here in Raleigh wants to see it, but I'm almost certain Xset don't want that to happen. Deciding with a great angle too, can support players are gonna be coming out of yellow here. Gets the kill. Ball's down. Kratos got possession of it. Deciding very, very weak. 3 players down. Now that is so dangerous here. They're gonna have to go quickly on this one, Walsh. You gotta stop this.
Holding ball near elevator, it's it can be a double-edged sword because it can be one of the most difficult spots for a team to infiltrate and take over. However, once they take it over, it's almost like they have the full set themselves. You don't really have any great options to play ball there.
That's going to be 2 players down, courtesy of Porky J. Ball's going to be open right in front of the tower.
Damn.
Tusk had eyes on it. They have the lead ever so slightly. It's going to be away in a second here.
Damn.
Not a lot of time left as
Away.
well. Goes away. That's it.
They lose it like that. That's bad.
They have no choice.
He also just can't give the death away. He does die over to Porky. Tylenol picks up one. Deciding picks up one.
No.
Suspector. They know he has sword over there. They have
Oh my god.
points.
What a nade! What a nade! But Filthy G gets possession.
Oh my god.
Is anyone going to be there to try and stop him? He's going to play this ball right away, and he does so. There's still going to be time left to play out of this one. Ace has to win this
one's
fight.
not over yet.
But the ball's still available.
3 down
Oh,
for a second
damn.
player from Xset. Looks like Tylenol is going to be the one to push in and try to grab this ball.
Oh, wow.
Looks like he's going to opt to try to find where any of these sneaky players are at, realizing that they need some sort of slay.
They're completely
Just need to
surrounded.
pick it up. Oh no.
One's going to be up top in yellow. All they got to do is grab the ball for just 2 seconds here. So they cleared out yellow. Now they have to go after this one. The ball has been grabbed though. Can't allow that to happen. Ball's been picked up again. Still, no time has been gained. 18 seconds now left on the clock here. He's got the ball, but he's so weak. He gets naded out. Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here. They're fighting with everything they got. Xset want to end this series right here, right now. The ball right in front.
They lost it. Game's over.
But a teammate comes
Xset wins series.
Do they have it? Yes, they do, and that is going to be the series. Xset win 3-1.
Wow.
Xset closing it out. Clearly
That was
showing
a
more composure there than their opponents.
That was
on
a good
Space
that was a
Station.
good match.
It felt like
Well
some
fought.
other times Space Station.
So just want to put this out here. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, looking at Oats overnight, it honestly looks like a it's protein with oats, you know, some good stuff. But the one thing, you know, 24 meals, that's, you know, 21 days is 3, so you get an extra days, so you got almost a full month. But again, $72, you know, for that cost, I personally think that's really high. Especially, you know, I mean, it's great. They got fiber. They have normal sugar, which honestly I think is much more beneficial than the synthetic. That's just my personal preference. I know we can have a boatload of conversations with regards to all of that. So, but you know, it has some good stuff. They're gonna play with the gluten free, soy free, tree nut free, just so that way they can try to, you know, appease a wider audience, which is, you know, obviously it's a business that's really smart for them. 22 grams, that's good. You want that. Potassium, you know, potassium. You want some electrolytes in the body. Excuse me, sorry. You gotta put milk, but I'm sure you can. Well, it says contains milk because that's due to whey being a byproduct of dairy. So that's why you see that. But you know, at that point, if you want, the pouch is 300 calories, but you also have to account for the fact that you are gonna put either milk or some sort of milk substitute, almond milk, whatever other milk. So let's say by the time it's said and done, like 50, 100 calories. So not terrible. Again, that's considering I'm looking at 20, so you're at $3 meal plus the milk. If you buy a gallon of milk, it's not super cheap now because of everything. So it seems like a good idea, but maybe there's something that I can do to kind of play around with that, and kind of create something similar. Is going to be less expensive overall. Just a little bit of time. I mean, honestly, rolled oats. It seems like it's powdered form. Get away with throwing it in the blender, just grinding everything up, or a food processor and grinding everything up, and then going from there. They use hemp seeds. I don't know what maca root is. I'm gonna have to look into that because that seems a little different. So I'm gonna look into that. But I don't understand with the overnight if you're essentially supposed to do it over, put the milk in it and let it sit overnight, or if that's just the name of the company, more or less, because overnight oats, you just grab it and it's ready to go. So sure, it's that part as opposed to the night before. So that's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna write that down so I don't have a brain fart. Things, as I like to have brain. So okay, that might be my next video content actually, and then kind of put that with regards to the intro to nutrition, because that's important to understand. So let's put this back in. Just gonna start recapping a little bit more.
Here at Raleigh, so stick with us to see who will be taking the next win on the main stage. I'll tell you what, we'll be back right after this.
Okay, let me run to the restroom quickly. I see if wife is alive still. She's working, so right back.
Always connected, but somehow alone, trapped by illusion. We offer another path, where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling, united by the cause you fight for. No one can take away what it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
You seem triggered. Can you tell me what happened?
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams. Time to fly.
After all these years, to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix. Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
The Matrix Resurrections. Rated R. In theaters and on HBO Max.
Welcome back to the Halo Championship Series here in Raleigh, and we've already had our first series of the day. Gaskin here on the mic alongside Clutch. And I tell you what, it may have taken a while, but it was worth it. It was two teams that we knew coming into this needed a win in that group, whereas it's the group of death, but I think we've started to learn a little bit more about what XSET and Space Station have to offer.
Yeah, I don't think that group has been decided by any means, but I do think that every single win is obviously going to help immensely when it comes down to it, because I think at the end of the day, when we're looking at those pools, especially Pool D, it's going to be so close. So that's a massive W if you're an XSET fan. And if you're SSG, you got to figure out a way to create an upset now that you're already behind the 8-ball.
Well, we move away from Group D now, and we move across to a new matchup. We've got E-United on your screens. They're going to be going up against the boys. Now, Wes, I mean, I'll probably talk about the boys because they're a European roster, but I'll allow you to talk a little bit about E-United.
Yeah, E-United's one of these teams that I'm super excited for. I think they can really compete and make a finals appearance here this weekend if they're able to continue to be successful and if they can play at the level that we know that they're capable of. It's all about finding consistency with this team. They've put in so many hours. This is probably the most practiced team that we have at this event. These guys scrim 2 to 3 times a day throughout some of these weeks. And because of it, they prep themselves how they should be coming into this event with so little time before the game launching for this tournament to come up. They have no excuse.
And they're going up against a team who's got an entirely different story, if I'm honest. The boys, who were the 5th seed from Europe, should have been playing in open bracket. We're given the opportunity now to play in pools due to other teams not being able to make it. A fantastic opportunity, I may add, to play against some of the best teams in the world, but perhaps not where they expected to be. You've got a player like Rob Sin, who used to be called Septic. You may remember him from Halo 5 Championship Series. I mean, he was a player who really impressed throughout the European scene. Morga as well next to him, to Septic's left, or on our camera right. Another player who competed quite a lot throughout the Halo 5 Championships. Then you've got Sniper and Sandel, who are maybe a little bit newer to the scene if you haven't watched kind of the Halo 5, but they have got a lot of history in Halo. A lot of Halo 3 history, for example. I actually teamed with Sniper way back in the day, so it's great to see them here and competing, but I think this is going to be a very difficult test against an E-United squad who will be sure to try and put on a display here for us, Wes, because anything less than a 3-0 would be a disappointment for them.
Yeah, I want to see E-United get off on the right foot for this tournament. I think this is a massive opportunity for E-United to get the ball rolling in the right direction, like you said, right? Friday and Saturday are going to be so important for this team to get off on the right foot and to start off strong. I mean, we're talking Spartan the Dog and King Nate, two players that we expect these players to slay heavily, and they do so against teams that we consider worse than them, right? If they come in as favorites to this series, those two really stick out statistically. It's when they play against the big dogs that maybe they fall behind or they can't keep up with the slaying prowess of a snipe down and a bound or a trippy and a Saiyan, for example.
Yeah, and I think when you've seen kind of records being broken here, like an Australian team winning for the first time in pool play, I think if you're the North American sides here, you need to make sure you don't fall to one of those records and fall to maybe a European team who really probably shouldn't be finding a victory in this game. I think that the boys will be coming into this game knowing full well they are very much the underdogs. They have already played one game in pool play. They played against Oxygen. We saw it briefly on the main stage when we came to it between that original series, and they lost 3-0 to Oxygen Esports, who arguably are their closest competitor in this group when you look at seedings. So if that's anything to go by, E-United are not just heavy favorites, but the heaviest of favorites. And if they don't win this 3-0, then I would be very surprised. But, and there is always a but, the boys now have had a chance to warm up to LAN. Maybe their shots are feeling a little bit better. Maybe that chemistry is starting to work. And who knows? They could do something here against E-United.
See, Dan, you talked about the boys and them getting an opportunity to go to pool play and play against some of these great teams and how they were advanced from potentially being a higher seed in the AM bracket. In my head, I was probably more excited to watch the boys team go through that AM bracket, get repetition down, get some LAN experience, get some momentum behind themselves. So when they made it to the pro bracket, they would have something to go off of. Now they're just being forced into a pool where obviously they're going to be the lowest seeded team, and because of that, they're probably going to be underdogs in every single series. That can do a lot to the confidence that they came into the tournament with if it doesn't go well, and we've already seen that their pool has started poorly, and they're only going to go uphill from here having to play against the United.
I think especially if you consider, I mean, if this team is going to carry on, stick together, and move forward in the European Halo scene,
you don't want detrimental series where you're just going to get your confidence. So I completely agree with you. Maybe an open bracket run might have been more beneficial, but at the same time, if you can go up against some of the best teams like E United, which you may not have had that opportunity to do so, then perhaps you can take something away from that. Maybe you can watch those VODs back, you can analyze what E United did against you. And I always think that's something that Europe have always struggled with, is not being able to play against North American teams, not being able to get that practice against
United.
the best of the best. And almost the European scene kind of stagnates. They hit a wall, we hit a ceiling, and then there's nothing to achieve after that because the very top European teams just kind of play against each other, and we never really get the opportunity to see Europe versus NA. But now we finally will, even though this is 5th best in EU against one of what, maybe 5th, 6th best in NA. I think there is a very much a gulfing difference between these two teams.
There's definitely the 5 seed versus the 5 seed. It's just two completely different statures as far as what area they're playing in, right? I think personally, like I said, it would have been nice for them to go up against American AM teams and kind of climb that ladder. But right now, going up against E United, there's no room for mistakes. There's no room for errors. You're going to learn a lot quickly, and unfortunately, the game may be too quick and actually end earlier than you thought, and an opportunity to learn something may be lost.
And we talk about mindset, and you talk about the European team, the boys, and what it would be like for them if they were to lose several series. What would it be like if we saw, like on the other side, for example, if we saw E United actually lose a map? That's what would worry me, Clutch. But enough of us for now. I think we'll have a little bit of a chat with Lottie and see what her and the rest of the guys on the desk have to say.
Well, thank you very much, gents. Yes, I do have a lovely new array of Halo casters joining me today. Goofy, Walshy, on set, lovely to have you up here. First of all, you know, what a day so far. Xset performing out of their minds against Space Station when we thought, honestly, Space Station couldn't get much better than that first map that we saw, Strongholds Livefire. Goofy, though, we are on to our next series. Finally, thank goodness. Praise the Halo gods. We got E United up there versus the boys. You know, obviously with this matchup here, obviously E United, we've heard, you know, some of these names, the household names in Halo now for such a long time. How do you think they're going to fare going up against the boys?
I think E United is set up to have a really good series, and this is going to be great for them because their expectations are to win this tournament. I think the boys is definitely going to have an uphill battle in this series.
Okay, so we got, is there like a no-name team?
Come out guns blazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think E United
Not part of the
have
premier
under their belt.
esports teams. Is
I couldn't think of a
like,
better person to talk about experience with than yourself. You know, what are you noticing about the characteristics of this
you know,
United team?
I think that's
from what we've seen in
unfortunate.
the Opens and the qualifiers, etc.
I think they
Going up
should
against
still
the boys, what
have
do
a
you think
logo.
they can use in their arsenal as a team? What's really favoring them in this matchup?
I mean, it's a loaded question.
They look
because
really
they
excited to be
have
playing,
everything
so
in favor.
that's
You have,
awesome.
You know, playmakers, someone like Rhino who can get in, distract, and use all those different benefits that you have here in Halo Infinite. But you also have anchors and players that know how to sit back and do everything. You have Rain, who's just known for his consistent shots. So they just really have such a solid roster all around that I find it really difficult to believe that I think the boys could take them down.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough matchup for sure. And I think speaking of players specifically and what they bring to the table, I think it's hard to not talk about Spartan as well on set. Obviously, what we've seen in the Opens and the qualifiers, Spartan's actually been a main slayer for this team currently. You know, he's playing his life really, really well. We know Halo Infinite, you know, the survivability level is huge, and it is something that you really have to carry forward when you're going into series here, especially on the pro level. Talk to me about Spartan. What have you seen from this guy? Why is he really kind of causing a storm when he comes up against other players?
I think it's his consistency in his shot, in his movement, his decision making. I think that's really helped out by his teammates as well. You're looking at the guys he's going up on his team, and they are making a lot of the plays ahead of Spartan for him. They clear a lot of space on the map, and it allows Spartan to do what he does best, right, which is get into positions to give them that cover fire, to get into those 1v1s where he has to win those battles, those engagements. And it's kind of like the team is molded around the way that Spartan wants to play. If you can do that with any player on a team, you're going to get the best out of him. And I think that E United recognized that early on in this lineup. If we can make Spartan the best Spartan he can be, we're going to have success. So I think that's what they've really tried to focus on. But I also need to say, Lottie.
Yes.
Come on, the boys! That's what's going to happen here. Come on, the boys!
We like to see a tight series, so come on, the boys. Now, talking about molding around a team, the team have to mold around the series layout, so let's check that out right now and see exactly what is coming their way in this second series of the day. We have CTF Aquarius up first. Our second map is going to be Recharge on Slayer. We've got Oddball Livefire for you guys as well, Street Strongholds, and if it does go all the way, we do have Bazaar Slayer as well.
Bazaar.
I'm really excited to see Streets getting played online as well. We haven't seen Streets yet, of course. And Streets obviously lending itself to a more kind of claustrophobic map. It's all about the routes you take. It is, got so many different avenues to play around there. I think one that you have to be very, very careful and tactical on. Goofy, talk to me about Streets, the way it plays, the way it lends itself to our pro players at the moment. What can you kind of tell the people at home to look out for there?
Streets is definitely one of the most fast-paced maps in Halo Infinite, right? So players like Ryan New will have a field day because you can run and gun and work with your teammates. That's what's going to win you games on Streets is teamwork and timing those weapons, right? Those rockets are so deadly on a small map like Streets. So I'm really excited to watch Ryan Noob and the crew really have a good map on Streets.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited about Streets for sure. And let's quickly talk about Slayer as well. If we know anything about Slayers, and folks at home, if you're just joining us and you're new to Halo, Slayers can lend themselves to be a little bit of a 50-50. This is the chance, this is a pivotal moment in this series where I think the underdog of the teams can really turn things around. They can kind of form a series maybe into their favor. It depends on how much momentum they do gain from that Slayer. Walshy, in your experience with Slayers, it's kind of down to the wire. There's quite a lot of pressure, isn't there, on the teams? What do you think the boys do to try and gain that momentum, to try and swing that series into their favor when it comes to the Slayer?
Yeah, it's very obvious. It's you talk about Slayers like getting kills and not dying, but there is something to be said for that. For when the times you get a lead, you don't want to throw away that 5 to 7 kill lead that you might get early on in the game, because if 3 or 4 of you go down, all of a sudden it's only a 2 or 3 kill game, and you just blew everything you worked for previously. So I think it's really about making sure that you're maximizing the times that you get larger leads or control the map, and then minimizing the times where your team's on the back foot or losing those slays. And it's easier said than done, but it's all about controlling that, especially early on. Everyone tightens up at the end of the game. Everyone tightens up when it's like 35 to 45 kills on the board, but when it's like 15 kills on the board, people just like throw away their lives like it's nothing.
Yeah, do you know what? There's been so many occasions where I have seen teams be, 49 to 45 or even lesser than that, and they've just choked, and they couldn't get that kill because they're throwing themselves into situations that honestly they're not going to win. They're forcing that kind of challenge, and if you do that against the pro levels, you're going to go down. It doesn't matter what the pressure is. It doesn't matter what the stakes are. Those Slayers can be really, really exciting, so make sure you guys watch out for that at home as well. Now, Onset, I heard you say, come on the boys.
I did say come on the boys. Yep.
That being said, talk to me about the boys then.
I will talk to you about the boys.
What do you think these guys really need to do? What do they have to buckle down with to really try and take E-United here and give them a really good run?
It's going to be tough. I mean, I'm not trying to oversell this here. Right? I think they've got an uphill battle for sure. E-United, one of the best teams that we have in Halo Infinite, and they seem to be getting better and better. Every single time I've watched them play online, they're getting better and better. It is going to be very tough for these 4 handsome gentlemen that you can see on your screen here. But they do have some experience on their side. They've got the likes of Morgan, they've got the likes of Robson, who have played at the highest level. They've been to Halo World Championships. The likes of Sandel and Snipehall, though, a little bit less experience at the highest level. So this is a great opportunity for them to go up against some of the best in the world, to prove themselves. And I think you have to kind of go into the series thinking, I want to be the team and the name to be remembered, right? Coming out of this, I want to upset E-United. I want to put our names on the map and really announce ourselves in the best way possible. But I think it's just about, like Walsh said, it's about playing your life. It's about staying alive and making sure when you do get advantages, you're not afraid of E-United. You've got to try and push them home. You've got to try and extend leads, go for objective when you have the opportunity, and just see it as like you're playing matchmaking, right? You're playing 4 Spartans on the map, nothing scary about them, just play your game.
Kind of scary. They have a pretty decent.
I was gonna say terrifying.
Spartan on the team.
If I matched up against someone in matchmaking, I'd be like, oh man, I got disconnected again.
Yeah, these guys are really good.
Wild.
Walshy, we're learning all your tricks here, man. We're learning all your tricks.
That's what we learn here on the analyst desk.
Tricks of the trade. Tricks of the trade. I've got to say though, obviously E-United, we have seen them quite a bit in the recent weeks, obviously leading up to Raleigh here, and Goofy. We've kind of watched them excel, flourish. They've got a couple of 4th placements here, not doing too bad, especially for the start of the game here, and obviously still learning. You see the lovely boys here on our screens. United, what do you expect from them at this stage? You're going to be watching this series, obviously going up against the boys. Are you going to be looking out for anything in particular that might kind of aid them going forward into the rest of the competition this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for E-United to really get their teamwork oiled up, right? This is going to be a series to kind of get their tournament kick-started. They have a bunch of tough matches ahead of them in this tournament. Like you said, Lottie, finishing 4th, and they haven't really been able to get over that hump and get into a grand finals just yet. But this team has the talent. You have Rain, you have Ryan Noob, King Nick, Spartan, the main Slayer like we talked about. They have all the pieces to win a tournament. The question is, will they be able to?
Yeah, that definitely is the question. And I think, you know, from looking at social media and the way that kind of Spartan has been talking on social media about their placements, they're really happy with where they're at. I think they're happy at the trajectory of this team at the moment and where they stand currently. And I think this is the time to prove that. You know, you're on LAN. It's the first time.
Is this match going to start? Or
I know that these guys who have a ton of experience under them know that LAN hits different. I'm going to talk like the kids now. I hope I am still one of the kids. It does hit different, that is for sure. You get up there on that main stage, the lights are on you, you can hear the crowd, it kind of eggs you on a lot, and I think that's going to be really exciting for these guys once again to come forward for. I've got to say, with E United in particular, I think right now, depending on the way that they play, I think just to start with on the main stage, I think they're going to be gunning for that top 3, if not to try and take it all. I think, would you say that that's a possibility for this United roster at the moment, Walshy?
It's a possibility. I mean, all these players, after attending so many tournaments, they understand that if they're going into this tournament, they have to have their eyes set on first and nothing less. I made that I made that mistake in one of my first tournaments. I was like, if I get top 8, that'd be so sweet. And I get like top 8 in the free-for-all. I'm like high-fiving people, not really caring about my next match. Not true, but I did end up only getting top 8. I didn't place further than that in my first free-for-all. But it really is a mindset. Like, you have to go in saying, you know, our goal is number 1. We have to respect the competition. They're all going to be so solid, and we're going to have to play amazing Halo or some of our best Halo to take them down. But first place is plausible, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is plausible, and I think a lot of our teams here and a lot of the pro teams on the main stage, that is going to be a goal for them. That first place finish is a goal. No matter where they have placed in the qualifiers and the opens, that is why they're here. They come here to win, 100%. And speaking of winning, let's talk about the boys for one more second here. We've given a lot of love to United, but we do have another team up there. Onset, I'm going to look at you once again, man, just because of the routing that we heard from you.
Come on, the boys.
A little earlier on. come on, the boys. You know, with this roster right now, obviously they're going to be taking away a ton of experience from playing on the main stage here, but there is a chance that they can take down a United roster. We have seen stranger things happen, right?
Yeah.
And what do they need to do you think, in particular? For example, we have a ton of maps here, but we also have a ton of equipment. We have a ton of power-ups, power weapons on the map here. Is control going to be key to try and get those things first, to try and prioritize those over United and kind of stop the aid coming in for them?
Yeah, 100%. Of course it is. I think it's going to be the secret to anyone who plays against E United to keep certain things out of their hands. I'm not just talking about power weapons. You look at the likes of Ryan Noob, for example. He's already mastered a lot of the equipment in the game. You see him with the repulsor hitting some pretty nutty jumps. You see him with the grapple finding some crazy angles to get across the map to help teammates to take up different positions, and he's a thorn in the side like he always is, right? It's like we say Ryan Noob and already think, hey, he's annoying to play against,
we're going
right?
to the next match.
For the boys, it's a lot of it. I'm looking at this first game in the series, and I'm looking at Aquarius Flag because E United is super strong on this game type. They're one of the most impressive teams.
I almost wanted to back out,
this game type. They control the closet side really well. They control those dynamo grenades extremely well, make those runs very, very efficient when they have that flag. If you can keep this game close, then I think it will give them a huge amount of belief. I don't believe that they might be able to take it home because of the fact that it is E United's game type. But if you put a couple of flags on the board, if you take this all the way down to the line, then you get to that Slayer, all of a sudden you realize you can hang with one of the best teams in the world. And I think the belief is a big thing, right? You go against the biggest names in the world, you've got to believe you can beat them before you actually beat them. If you can do that in a close game 1, then why not? You go into a game 2, a Slayer, you take that, and then all of the questions
Slayer.
Yeah, 100%. And while we're waiting for the game to start, everybody, because I promise you, we are trying to get into this game as fast as possible. We want you guys to be watching the action.
Who is the team that they hired?
Because that's something I definitely noticed as well from a lot of our opens and our qualifier, was that E United do play Aquarius CTF very, very well. And they have a very specific strategy when they go forward. I've seen Spartan countless times holding it in their base closet until they're comfortable enough, until they've slayed out enough to be able to take that flag all the way home. Is there a way you can break that down? Teams looking at what they have done so far in the game and kind of analysed some of the VODs and thought, this is easy, we can take this down. They're going to have to switch up their strategy here.
I think what's going to be really important for either of these teams is to have a good opening start, right? So controlling that camouflage, getting into the enemy's base first, and really starting the flag runs, right? I think what the boys need to focus on in order to win this series, because I agree with Mark Onset, you have to go into this series think you're going to win. Like, you have to have that, even if you're an underdog, you are trying to win this series. And in order to do that, you have to be the aggressor. So I'm looking for the boys to come out, win the opening start, and start running flags early.
Fantastic stuff. Well, I tell you what, you've probably had enough of us right now over here. And we're going to toss it to two very interesting, people, with a big update, and I believe they're actually over by Rockstar. So let's go check out Blaze and the Kid and see what they're up to.
Yeah, we over here, Lottie. We at the Rockstar Energy Gladiator. You see this bad boy? It was just rolling over cars last week, okay? If you find yourself riding in here, nobody can be driving around you and be on the same level as we are, just elevated in this Jeep. It's really good, Kid, huh?
I might have to take this home.
You might have to, but guess what? If you guys at home, you guys want to ride this, well, you got a chance to win, all right? How can they win in the Kidna?
Go to halo.rockstarenergy.com.
But check this out. When you go there, make sure you go pick up some Rockstar Energy drinks. Under the tab, we got codes under the tab, so make sure you check that out.
It's codes under the tab.
Let's go. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you very much. You guys look nice and comfortable in that car.
Yeah,
I gotta
chill,
say.
didn't they? Yeah.
They look very chill. They got a couple rock stars, and
It's cozy. It's
I can, yeah. You
I can
guys
go for a
look
rock
like
star
you
right
are
now.
just straight chilling right now. Is there any room for us in the back? Because I definitely love a ride in that.
Honestly,
in
Blaze
that
keeping
vehicle.
both hands on the wheel, though. You know what I mean? Like,
That is true.
I don't trust that guy.
Should you rock star and drive, really?
I think it's fine.
Is that okay?
I think it's
we'll let it fly. We'll definitely let it fly. Talking about flying, though, we're going to see some EU players flying at United very shortly. Mark, I'm coming to you again. You are our staple UK man.
If you couldn't tell, I'm from England, everybody.
I don't know if you can tell. But obviously, incredible regions that we have here, all coming together. It's an incredible global event, and I got to say, Europe are doing us proud. I think in all of the opens that we've seen so far for them, they have been lights out. We've seen some incredible Halo Infinite coming forward here. How do you find the EU region at the moment coming up against North America? What kind of a chance do you think that they have in really kind of breaking down those barriers we know from history?
It's a very interesting time for European Halo at the moment. Not only are we, in the same way that we're seeing in North America, seeing record brackets, record turnouts. I think we had 128 teams for one of the brackets, which is straight up unheard of in Europe for teams turning out to play Halo Infinite. But you're looking at the stature of players that we have, and there's the team at the top, the former Cartel lineup, who, recently just been picked up by an organ. They have kind of changed everything and how everyone's looking at European Halo, because we talked about the same names for so long, right, in European Halo. We look at the Na'Vi lineup and we're like, okay, these are the best players in Europe, and everyone's thinking at the start of Halo Infinite going in, Na'Vi have got this. But that's not the case. Those four gentlemen have really changed things up, and it's
I thought
been
we'd
by
be
quite
able
a
to
margin.
find
They've
the
been beating the likes of Na'Vi, the
thing where you
likes of
can
SLG's
get
team
it from.
coming into things as well. And when you have a team like that that's really pushing the envelope and also playing in a way which you watch them and you're like, this is a very North American way of playing. They're playing an incredibly fast-paced game. They're kind of hunting in packs. They're flying at people, playing in duos. It's like, okay, well, we've seen Europe cause some problems over here in North America. Let's see what these boys can do. I'm really excited to see how they can actually do as we go through the brackets. I'm certainly going to be keeping my eye on them. But kind of in the grander scheme of things, you're looking at where the boys stack up at the moment. They were the team who came through the last qualifying place for Europe. So I think it's kind of like, we're not sure what to expect from them. They're obviously a very good team, but I think it's going to be a real test for them against the United. But also, there's regional pride on the line here as well. If they can put up a little bit of result here against United, trust me, the rest of the boys are going to be looking over the shoulder and going, go on, lads.
Yeah.
And then it's going to get a bit of belief. It's like, hey, we're not just here to play. We're going to cause a few upsets here in North America, a little bit like I am probably right now, because I'm in North America hyping up my European boys, but that's what we're going to do right now, okay?
You really are. I think you're losing fans by the second. I'm joking.
I never had any to start with. It's fine.
You did.
Took my line.
We're fans. We're all fans here. Well, I tell you what, folks, we're going to head to a quick break right now as we let our players get ready on the stage. But very shortly, you will be seeing United versus the European, the boys, of course. We're going to be right with you after this.
Okay, I'm gonna just end the stream because this is getting ridiculous. So, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Watching HCS, once they got the game going, was fun, but waiting for that was terrible. So, I just want to thank everybody that came on the stream. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be throwing up some content in this week, and I will also put out content during Christmas and New Year, just so that way I can get back into my rhythm now that so I want to thank everybody. Have an awesome, safe weekend if you're traveling already, to step away from world and try to disengaged from tech, all that stuff. Safe, enjoyed everything, and I will catch you guys all next week for gonna round. I'll catch you all next week. I'll be streaming a Wednesday. I'll put something on Twitter just to let everyone know. Anyways, stay healthy. Game on.